for the guy to show, but she didn't know that after midnight he was busy in her stepsister's bed. So Cinderella said, plot twist. Goddamn CEO. Glass slipper. Cinderella snapped. Welcome. Rapunzel shaved her head so there was nothing to climb on. Jasmine made out with Mulan. Sleeping Beauty sucked the doodle kissed her while she was asleep. And Ariel was confident without any feet. Tiana went and got a biomedical degree until you realized that she was the beast. A new glass slipper. Cinderella snapped. What's up? How are you? Don't be so emotional. You're always so emotional. It's fine to be controllable. If I'm emotional, that'd be the reason for you to address me while you're on your knees in the scary. I've heard that I get too emotional during your trials, so watch how you're speaking. Because while you were sick. Okay, I have a few songs to go through. I heard a couple of these while I was multitasking. You hear the cat demanding to be over here. Oh. You did? You have a cat? Or you posted a cat photo that you liked? Oh, I like your cover photo. Looks like a... Well, it looks like Adonis, kind of. Looks like a Greek god. Wouldn't surprise me if it was. Let's do... This is the other one that I heard. Don't need space, I don't want distance. Don't know what you do to me. Nobody else. You get me so elevated. They keep it consistent, give my word on my commitments. My yes, if you need to listen, I can be there till the finish. Remember to hydrate. Conversations with the lights turn off. Keep me in this duvet while we try to keep calm. And the killers that we are, we could drive each other mad in the best way. You're the reason that my pages aren't blank. I love the way you never felt to let your hands wrong. The way you look at me, you put me in a trance. Looking like love language, physical touch. Love the way you never felt to let your hands roam. Looking like that. Felt to let your hands roam. The way you look at me, you put me in a trance. Looking like that, looking like that. Don't know what you do to me. Don't know what you do to me. Nobody else is on my pages. Nobody else can get me so elevated. Don't know what you do to me. Don't know what you do to me. Nobody else can ever fill up on my pages. Nobody else can get me so elevated. Nobody else can ever match you with your ways. Keep each other up and we'll be watching no caveman. Just us two, you were the opposite clueless. Made it through the fire with just a couple cuts and bruises. Tuned into the sweetest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, she the fire, she got a side of her that's packing the spice. And I be trying to win her over when she's already mine. I'm not I'm giving time, I give my life for you. You're the reason that my pages aren't blank. I love the way you never felt to let your hands roll. The way you look at them. Cat. Is that your cat? No. Not your cat. That's a dog. Oh
The cat was smarter than the dog. Oh, poor baby. A post. Oh, you're so cute. Spicy didn't sign the photo release. Zuzu nailed the shot. That's so cute. Oh. I love that. That's so cute. Love. Cute cat. All right. Finish up this song. Looking like that. Don't know what you do to me. Don't know what you do to me. Nobody else can fill up all my pages. Nobody else can get me so elevated. Don't know what you do to me. Nobody else can fill up all my pages. Nobody else can get me so elevated. Nobody else has ever been what you mean to me. How are you? Nobody else. Taking good care of yourself, I hope. What you do to me, don't know what you do to me. Nobody else can fill up all my pages. Nobody else can get me so elevated. All right, I do have a few more songs, but I think I might crack open a deck. And I know there's some Reiki that'll be coming through sooner than later, so let's do that as well. Okay. Being drawn towards this one. It's been a while since I've pulled this out. Spicy and Zuzu. That's so cute. Oh dear. Oh dear. Stop. I'll have to do one more. Okay. My instincts keep me adaptable in the face of any object. I thought I cleaned that last night. I'm going to just take these all apart today, because that's bothering me. And I will just fully wipe everything down. I don't like that very much. If I missed a spot, that means there's probably another somewhere. That's not acceptable for me. Yeah, see, look, we're just going to take it all apart. That's fine. It's one of my next moves anyway, was to clean up this little corner. So I'll just add that to my list. No. The cat's driving me up the wall right now. Somebody says, why don't you let him out? Because he's been bothering his brother. Just going to give us another quick shuffle. is, see? Healthy boundaries keep me centered and balanced. Exactly. No, I hear you. I hear that you want to come out and cause a ruckus and stir a scene and bother somebody who's just napping and minding their business, but you need to go chill out. Go find something to do or relax. If you hadn't provoked an issue, there wouldn't be this consequence. Toodles. Love and intimacy flow into my life effortlessly. My home is hard to punish. No, he's not being punished. But I'm not going to sit here and babysit. If you're going to not mind your business and you're going to just continually bother people and I've got to constantly look over my shoulder to make sure you're not hurting people or causing a mess, then you're going to sit there while I finish cleaning up the last one you made in a spot where you can't make another one. Thank you. Also, leave your brother alone. Right, love and intimacy flow into my life effortlessly. Oh, mind you, this is a last resort. This is not what I started with. He slept with me last night. I let him sleep with me last night. He was being finicky with his brother. So while I didn't want to make his brother sleep out here, I also didn't want to babysit them or have an issue in the middle of the night. It was because of that mouse. Jerry came and disturbed Tom. And so, mind you, if it were to come up again, would I do it twice? Absolutely, I'd save the mouse. Hello. But I've spent the morning babying him while trying to make sure his brother also understands that everything's good. He's not, I'm not upset with him, even if his brother's being finicky. I'm aware of this issue, and I do. Part of it's energetic. Targeting, speaking of, they're trying to play with moon magic. Right. Divine Masculine says, yeah, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to sit there for long at all, let alone however many. How have you been doing this for hours? Yeah, it's been since like last night. You shouldn't have to reintegrate cats amongst each other that have been living together for 10 years. I know, that's spell work. All of a sudden there's a mouse and then the boys have issues with each other. No, normally they sleep next to each other. Get real. I know what's going on. 1333. But until I clear the energy or they can chill out on their own, that's what's happening. The one who's being a target is napping right now. The one who keeps predatorily hissing at him every time he turns the corner, he's crying because I shut him in the back room. Now, mind you, he's got the whole rest of the house to himself. He's got that whole back to himself, but he either wants to be right where I am or he wants to be nosy and see what his brother's doing instead of just minding his business and chilling the fuck out. You get that, karmic? That's a message for you. Mind your business. That's why I locked you out. But that energy came through a few days ago, right? That witching hour. I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning because God said, hey, they're doing spell work, trying to do it in your sleep to plant subliminal seeds while you're unconscious so that you wake up and internalize their nasty attacks. No. And see, now they went for the cats after the very next day or so. No. Uno reverse. I'm an alchemist. Who do you think you're messing with? Healthy boundaries. Keep me centered and balanced. The rhythm of my breath directs the rhythm of my life. My home is a sacred space full of beauty, inspiration, and protection. What they're trying to do is create chaos to block love, to block self-love, to block love flow between family dynamic, even in regards to like animals. But then also because they want people to be so tied up with the conflicts that they don't have time or energy or focus to actually invest in a romantic connection, a true love connection. I hear, because I'm so jealous of you and I don't want you to be with, I don't want you to have babies. I don't want you to be happy. There's this karmic female. She says, I don't want you to go on vacation. If I see you post pictures of yourself going on vacation with a divine masculine, I'm going to kill myself. Wow. Wow. That's where these karmic females are at in their head. She said, if you make it, oh, I hear this. See, it's, if you make it to your divine masculine, or your divine masculine makes it to you and you go on vacation, she's saying, if I stalk your social media again and I see that you've overcome all the things I threw at you and you go on vacation with him, I'm going to kill myself. Oh, good. You can go ruin yourself while I'm on vacation. Fuck you then. Stay away from me. Stay out of my life. You're mean. No, that's your fault. For putting your self-respect and self-worth on whether or not you can destroy someone else. You're a bum. You don't deserve vacation. But bitch, I do. Make it to me. Not everybody. Some of these people are demons. We don't resonate with those. Yeah, see, they wanted to disturb sleep. Why? They're jealous. Proper rest helps me look and feel my best. No, I'm not playing games. My instincts keep me adaptable in the face, told you, of any obstacle. No, you picked the wrong target, dude. And like I said, those of us at the top are too busy collaborating to try to compete. We don't have to throw spell work or low blows or attacks or try to sabotage people. You see, while you're trying to sabotage us to claim some kind of appearance of success for yourself, we're busy building and dodging your attacks. We're not attacking you to build ourselves. You're attacking us to build yourself. We're defending ourselves to keep building despite all the attacks that you threw, but that's what makes you a scummy bummy bottom feeder. Next, loser. We're moving on. Guess what? The full moon supports us, and we flow in tandem, respectively. So all that moon magic you thought you were going to play has backfired in advance. And oh, guess what? Too bad. The twins are still coming together, and we're still going to have lots of good sex, herd, and make at least a baby, maybe a few. Fuck you. Now is the time to integrate all that I have gathered. Yeah, like the wisdom to see what's coming on, see what's going on, and also the responsible intellect enough to know that now is the appropriate time to tell these karmics, fuck you. Yeah. How does that can of whoop ass my ancestors pulled out taste? Not great, huh? 1822. Probably like an old penny in your mouth, eh? Taste the blood on your teeth now, huh? Hurt. Okay, there's that. Let's do this one first. This was a Divine Masculine song. The other one was abrasive in defense against the karmics, but we'll start at this softer energy. Yeah, let's see. Hold on, I need to go prove a karmic wrong. Hilarious. Let's see. Video. And then that one. Somebody just tried to, I guess, call me a liar when defending myself against a thief. So you know me, I always come with receipts, that's all. Let's see. One more. I need one more screenshot. I'm gonna blow this loser out of the water. Haha. Timestamps. Let me play this other song that I heard while I'm here, shall I? Multitask. This is from Divine Masculine, or Between the Two. Silly geese.
My mind runs away to you with a thought I hope you'll see. Cause they where it's one to do, but I know where it wants to be. I wait patiently, though time is moving slow. I have a vacancy, and I wanted you to know that you're the one designed for me, a distant stranger that I will complete. I know you're out there, we're meant to be, so keep your head down and make it to me.
Stop that, Indy.
And make it to me. So sick of this lonely air. It seems such a waste of breath. So much that I need to share. So much to get off my chest. I waited patiently, though time is moving slow. I have a one vacancy, and I wanted you to know that you're the one designed for me. A distant stranger that I will complete. I know you're out there, we're meant to be, so keep your head down and make it to me. Make it to me. And make it to me. Make it to me. You decide for me, a distant stranger that I will complete. I know you're out there, we're meant to be.
This one is Make It To Me by Sam Smith. It's really pretty. Let's see. Cat is driving me berserk. It is annoying. Yes, indubitably. And it's not going, hounding me is not going to fix the problem or change my opinion on it. So that's that. Do you understand me? Take that as a message, karmics. Trying to bully is not going to change my opinion. It's not going going to make me tolerate your bullying or make me stop moving forward with my life or standing up against it. You're bottom feeders. Look at your behaviors. We're laughing at you. Driving me up the fucking wall, dude. Enough. No. What do you want? You have 30 seconds. But if you go and you try to track your brother down, you're going back in the bedroom. Leave him alone. Second I see you start to be predatory, you're done. Kiddo. No, I see what you're doing. You go back over here and mind your business. Chill out. Let him nap. Goodness. Yeah, Sam Smith is a good one. Let's see. I do have a few more to play. This one also. Does this cut you off, maybe? Notice he's quiet now. Wanted to just make sure he didn't need any food or need to go to the bathroom or anything. No, he doesn't. He was just being a weirdo. Not the nice kind. I blocked your number or your account.
So I used what you left me
to sharpen my machete.
Testament. Deep in a conversation, feed them a gun and guide. Deep in a rumination, me and a bottle of wine. I lost my mind. Finally lost composure, something about tonight. Buried every hatchet, left me gaslit. Talk to if I did.
Buried every hatchet. They tried to leave me gaslit. Nope. Hold on, I need to grab one screenshot for a date. Psychotic, dude. How these people are psychotic. But I come with screenshots. And you know I come prepared. To slaughter the enemy. Hey, you see that orb? I saw that. I heard this too. All of a sudden. Okay, try that.
I lost my mind. You're so fucking bad for me. Still I censor every feeling of profanity. Your fragility could never take the fall. This was inevitable. Control. I blocked your number and I control. I saw you under your vacuum, but you came to the ready. So I used what you left me to sharpen my machete. I control. I blocked your number and I control. I saw you thunder, let it rain on my life like a vanity. Don't call me or text me, I want you, don't test me. I see that you're down and so racking up a debt. Now I'm anxious and I'm phoneless. What a mess. Never used to believe in that till you stole all my money. In fact, wasted energy backing you. Now it's something I have to do. I got you. I got your number and I got you. I saw your thunder in the rain. But I am crazy. Don't call me or text me. I warned you, don't test me.
All right. Good to go now. This Copycat's toast. I heard this too. Calling Mark Antony? I heard.
Don't need no man that's vanilla.
I need a vet new beginning. Last name of body is my reputation. Thanks, Adonis. Oh, don't even start. Don't mess with my heart. You're gonna pay 'cause I'm like Cleopatra. Crazy. Shining like a goddess. You should be a queen. I know my word done with more than this gold. Yeah, I'll send some Reiki in a minute if you would like.
So baby,
Bow down to me.
bow down. Bow down to me. Bow down.
Just dealing with this bully for a second. This thief bully
Presence of greatness.
while I multitask.
So put your name on the wait list. You know I got a lot of options, and they watching, so waiting. I hope you got enough patience.
No, I don't even start. Don't mess with my heart. You're gonna pay. Crazy. I got a baby. Gold around my neck. Alrighty. There is abundance Reiki coming through. There is clarity Reiki, and then there's another round of acceleration Reiki to start. I also heard this song earlier. This is from a Divine Masculine energy as well. Just make sure this is closed. This is Yours by Russell Dickerson.
I was a boat stuck in a bottle, but never got the chance to touch the sea. Just forgot on the shelf, no wind in the sails, going nowhere with no one but me. I was 1 in 100 billion, a burnout star in a galaxy. Just lost in the sky, wondering why everyone else shines out for me. a bottle. Never got the chance to touch the sea. I can't get alive when I first kissed you. The best thing was his arms around you. You make me better than I was before. Thank God I'm yours. The worst thing is just a long, long memory. You put a new heartbeat inside of me. You make me better than I was before. Thank God I'm yours. Thank God I'm yours. Thank God.
There it is. She said, "You made me look bad." No, baby, I didn't make you look bad. You made you look bad. You decided that being a criminal and a thief was a good idea. I just didn't help you hide it. You made you look bad. I will not be guilty of your complicity. Being quiet about it would mean being compliant, and baby, I am not. I split the deck. Yeah. Lemon and chili. Yeah, you know what? I've never heard of the lemon with chili in it, but that makes sense to try to light a fire in people's life. I've had people tell me, somebody actually got banned from my channel. They still tried to come back here and there, but I don't deal with them anymore. And she tried to tell me that my best course of action was to do a souring spell. She told me to put a lemon in the freezer, and basically it was to slow down and like sour somebody's life. And she was saying to do it to the people who've been targeting me, but no, I don't need to do spell work. I've got God. See, I split the deck. I don't need to do spell work. Nope. Unnecessary. Follow the divine direction. Works a lot better. Yeah, see, this is why I get divine blessings. Because I honor the ancestors instead of disrespecting them or making karmic debts. Frankly, I'm the person, right? I'm the type of person now who lives a life now that my future children and grandchildren would want as an ancestor. So, no, I know better. Anything else? Yeah. I unleash my wildness and I choose to be free. Do not let anybody try to hold you down or block you. That's their issue. Their lack of self-control, which makes them feel like they need to try to control someone else or a situation in order to try to feel like they're in control of something, since they have no self-control and are not in control of their own emotions. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, I've just been busy painting, and I was just doing some yoga, and I'll be doing some dance at some point. Right. Taking a break to connect with my vibe tribe. Community is supportive and loving and active in the world. I welcome clear vision and inspired action. Right. Knowing which direction to turn. Or checking in with the divine in order to do so. Manifesting. So there's that. I just got a comment that says, hey, the person you're saying is copying you, their YouTube account is a little bit older than yours. And while they might have opened their account in 2016, they didn't start posting until 2023. But I've been posting since at least 2017 on this one alone. Right. Somebody said, well, that doesn't mean anything because, right, at that point, it doesn't matter when the account was started. Well, the account looks older. Yeah, but if you go and you check the content, this person didn't start posting until years after I did. And I didn't know about their account until it started forcing its way into my algorithm a few months ago, because they found my account, apparently, and started copying my content so much. and kept forcing their way into my face to the point where YouTube was kicking their channel and the algorithm and the copied posts back into my face, the top of my recommended feed, you see, ratting this person out like a little criminal thief, that scummy bummy bottom feeding rat that they are. And beyond that, this person keeps posting things, sometimes an hour or two, sometimes a day or two after I post. But what she's doing is going onto my community board and seeing what I'm typing there, or she's coming onto my readings and seeing what I'm speaking here, and then she'll take a paragraph of what I say, or she'll take a little clip of a sentence, or maybe I'll be telling something that I've been dealing with, and she'll take a piece of that, and then she'll go and she'll verbatim take every single word that I spoke, or take the reference that I just spoke, and she'll do a reading about it, but it's not. She's just grifting. She's pretending to be a psychic when she's not, while copying and regurgitating my words, which, mind you, is illegal, but it's also wickedly unethical, because she's trying to convince people that they should support her and send her money or give her even just energy because of this person she's pretending to be. But who she's pretending to be is me. You see, that's energy vampirism. It's an attempt at energy harvesting. It's an attempt at a destiny swap. And I said, no, I do not consent. I reject you, and I call all of my power back, infinitely, in all directions of space and time, permanently. Good riddance to you. I saw the hellhounds come for you yesterday. So there's that. This person doesn't have anything to post until after I post it. That's why she's copying my words. When I started posting my nails, which, mind you, I went to school for this a decade ago, she immediately started trying to make a whole nail channel, even though it's garbage, mind you. Can't tell you how hard I laughed when that first popped up. I saw what she was doing or trying to do. It was just bad. It was a bad attempt at a knockoff copycat. And let's be real, they're all bad. The behavior's bad, the energy's bad behind it. It's just crappy and crass. No decorum, uncouth, classless, tasteless, creativityless, ethic void. But a bad knockoff attempt regardless, nonetheless. It's just embarrassing for them. Like, you really have nothing better to do with your life. You don't have anything going for you. You don't like yourself. You don't, I mean, it's apparent. If you're copying someone and everything else that they do so heavily, you don't like yourself. That's one thing that you're speaking. Actions speak louder than words with those behaviors. Two is that you're obsessed with the person that you're copying. Yeah, she tried to. Looked really bad. But yeah, and beyond all of that, again, it's recapping, right? It's taking a sentence or a paragraph of what I said and then immediately going and copying it, but claiming that it's coming from her, which is really disturbingly psychotic. It sounds like a quarter life or midlife crisis to me. It's definitely a personality disorder. Normal people don't do that. That's some kind of narcissistic or borderline personality disordered behavior. It's some kind of cluster B personality disorder. It's not normal behavior. So there's that. And even the things she was posting started changing. I noticed it with another copycat too. I'll link this post in the description just for context. In reference. But she doesn't have anything to post until I post it. And when like every one of your video titles is something that I said in my last video, that's a problem. Also, just like I posted in a previous video, copying verbatim words from a YouTube video without proper attribution or giving proper credit to the author, which would be me in this case, is considered plagiarism, and that is in fact a crime. But even if it's not exactly, even if they changed around a few words, if it was copying the same base context or regurgitating something that I was speaking on that note, that also qualifies as a crime. It's not legal, it's not ethical, it's not actually okay on YouTube. It's just that you've got to go file, the papers and all this stuff. And don't worry, it's being addressed. But the audacity for someone to even try or put someone in a position to have to put them in check because they don't want to respect just basic human decency or the fucking law. I heard demon. Yeah, I told you. So here you go. It's in the description box now. Doesn't have anything to post until after I post it. Copies everything I say after I say it. And again, her content started changing after she started copying me because she wasn't copying me before. It was different until she started copying me. But I became a target. She found me and I became a target. Whoops. God, I'm noticing all kinds of little issues to fix. No big deal, I can fix it quickly, but they tried, did they not? Here you go. All right. I know she's also been sending spell work out. And she posts about doing spell work too, so that's not a surprise. Here's this too. Let's just put that in there for giggles. And ease of clickability. There's no argument. These people don't have an argument. They don't have a case. There's nothing for them to do but shut the hell up, stop being illegal, and bow down to the Empress. Also, she posted another video the other day with like a crown on it or something, and she said something about, hold on, popped up on my recommended page, and I thought it was so hilarious. I did take a screenshot of it, also documenting for the lawyers and whatnot, but they're mad because you're happier and more confident. You're a happier and confident person, or you're happier and more confident than they are, or something like that, which again, yes, of course I am. Oh, is she? I'm talking about a different copycat at this point. There have been a bunch of them, but yeah, that doesn't surprise me. She said she was going to actually, she said she was going to around my Nana's birthday, I think. One of them. But either way, she's not getting away with that either. Every time she puts out a new chapter or something, it doesn't matter how long she thinks she gets away with it. Eventually down the line, that's all going to catch up to her. There's no statute of limitations on trademark violation and theft. So she thinks she's going to make a whole series right now. But when it does finally go to court, they're going to get her for every single one of those. So each one of those crimes and each one of those new thefts or new additions to try to build on the initial theft, that's just more penalty she's going to have to face in court. She's going to have to face charges for every single addition that she puts out. Every single part. Part 1, part 2, she wants to try to do 3. I mean, she's going to have to pay for every one. And I'm pretty sure that each new book is a new violation, which means that every single one she's going to have to pay $250,000 in fines to the federal government for. And then she's going to have to pay me back every cent that she ever made by using my name and my content and my story. That's just how the law works. It's not an argument. It's not a debate. I'm not saying that because I wish that was the case. I'm saying that because I understand the law. And if she was smart, she wouldn't be doing this in the first place. But if she was even a little bit smart, she could easily Google what I'm saying and realize that she's also wrong. And maybe she did. Maybe she does realize that she's wrong. But you see, she's still so stupid and narcissistic that she would rather argue and keep trying to, battle me for my property? No, you're just going to go to prison for theft. Thank you. Not if I send you there first for harassment. Yeah, see, that's narcissism too. I'm not harassing her by telling the truth about what she's doing. That's delusional. But actually, let me see if I can pull this up, because I have a few videos. That popped up the other day, actually, that reminded me of this and a few other situations. Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me a few. Okay, thank you so much. Are we good on the audio? We still have audio? Sometimes it messes with the feed. But I do have this stuff pulled up now, and I knew it was going to be relevant. I was called to save it when I saw it. I don't always do that. Just make sure we've got audio still. Whoops. That's playing somewhere. Hold on. You coming with me? So Divine Masculine says, I'm not leaving you behind. You're coming with me. Audio. So here we go. This was the content that I was getting visions of. I saw this the other day. I'll start at the top. So as you can see, I mean, first of all, it's very immature to be trying to steal from someone or copy or plagiarize from someone anyway. It's illegal, but it's also very immature, right? A wise, responsible, mature person, certainly a business person, would never do such a thing. And that's what they're trying to do, run businesses by doppelganging other people. And so that's a crime. You know, you have to file taxes on that, but you can't file taxes on plagiarized or stolen content. So they put themselves between a rock and a hard place. If they file taxes, that's fraud because they're selling and trying to file taxes on stolen property. But if they don't file taxes, then they're also in trouble and they get tax evasion for that. So either way, they thought that they were going to gain something by stealing, and instead they put themselves between one of two options: tax evasion or tax fraud. Both of those are federal crimes. Now you have no choice. Your best bet would have been to stop and leave me alone before I had to press charges. Because I did warn you. I didn't have to warn you. I gave you a courtesy, and you decided to test my boundaries as if it were a game. And it wasn't. Courtesy removed. So there's that. When they try to lie, twist reality, and gaslight you, but you have excellent memory, insane pattern recognition, and a legit allergy to bullshit. And yes, in fact, I do. You've seen my body react. Not sneezes, then hives. Let's go.
It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it? You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it? You're not.
All right. That's one. I don't know who that is. Oh, that's the poster, I think. Okay. And there's this one. When you find out, they still saw you as a threat, even at your lowest. Now, I've been abused to the point of qualifying for disability, okay? So these people trying to compete with me, that means that they are trying to compete with a disabled woman. That means that they feel like they're so pathetic that they need to pick somebody they thought was an easy target. That means they don't think that they can compete with people who aren't, what, disabled? That means that even at my lowest, I'm still better than they are because they're still sitting there trying to compete and claim that they're superior, but they're trying to copy me at my lowest, most injured form, and I'm still doing better than they are. What does that say? Bummy bottom feeders. Either way, they lose and look worse. Quite bad. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to claim that you're harassing me because you're calling me out for stealing from you. She said, no, that's not harassment. That's just whistleblowing. There's a difference. See, your opinion is that you should be able to steal and get away with it, but that's not the fact. The fact is that you're stealing and you won't get away with it, and that's the end of the discussion. When someone makes a mistake of trying to clap back or lie, but you kept all the receipts. Yeah, I'm the firstborn daughter. Just gearing up for the bombshell. Insults loading.
Are you done? 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 Are you done?
It's so funny.
Are you done?
Are you done? Right. So there's that. Then there's the whole thing where they're claiming that they're not victimizing people by stealing and lying about it at all, let alone which creates drama and attacks against the victims that they're stealing from. But that when we speak up about what they've chosen to do to us illegally and unethically at that, they try to claim to be the victim, which, mind you, is also narcissism or borderline personality disorder. Because they're not. You're not the victim when you get caught for stealing from people. That's psychotic. Do you hear yourself? And like I said, these are not mature people. Mature people would not be doing what they're doing. Mature people would not be doing what they've done that requires this to be a conversation, okay? Those of us at the top don't have to have this conversation because we're too busy collaborating to try to compete, and we give credit where it's due. And so they're not mature, like I said. Crazy K is 13 years old in her head, 12 years old in her head. Maturing, which she hasn't done yet, is realizing the difference between me and you, girl, is that I don't have to twist the story to make you look bad. I just have to tell the truth because you made you look bad and I just didn't help you hide it. Got it? Okay, now that that's been addressed and established. Moving on. When you see my face, hope it gives you hope, it gives you hope. And then didn't I say, I picked up this karmic female energy that came through a little while ago, and she was saying that if divine feminine gets together with divine masculine and or just in general, like goes on a vacation or posts a pretty picture of herself, especially if it's like traveling or on vacation, she said that basically she said, if I go lurk on divine feminine's page and divine feminine has been, if she's on vacation, I'm going to kill myself. Well, good riddance to you. But remember that that's what you wanted for the victims you targeted because you wanted to get rid of them so you could steal their life, you psycho. Okay, and so, you're harassing me because you're calling me out for plagiarizing and stealing from you, which is a federal law violation. And you get big boy, big girl federal prison time for that. It's not the same thing, and you're not the victim. But here, let's just let this dude talk about it. So you don't have to take my word for it.
It's not my fault that me sharing my experience makes you...
Shit, you clown! I am not being or spreading false rumors.
Oh.
I
I am not gossiping or spreading false rumors, he said. Ah.
saying exactly what happened.
I'm saying
It's not my
exactly
fault
what
that makes you
happened.
look bad. Maybe you're just a terrible person. And if you think that I'm talking shit every time I talk about you, then maybe you're shit.
Right.
There's a difference between
There's a difference between talking shit
shit and sharing what
and sharing what actually happened. They think they're being harassed when I share what they actually did, that I've got receipts and timestamps to prove.
happened. It's not my fault that
It's not my fault that you look like a piece of shit for acting like a piece of shit and being exposed for being a piece of shit.
sharing my experience makes you
It's not my fault that me sharing my experience of what you did to me as a piece of shit that you are makes you look like shit.
like shit, you clown.
You clown.
I am not gossiping.
I'm not gossiping. I'm not harassing or slandering.
Spreading false
Or spreading false rumors. I'm stating facts that are very easily checkable. Like the laws you've been so deliberately and desperately trying to deny that are very easily Googleable, dummy.
rumors. I am saying exactly what.
I'm not spreading false rumors. I'm saying exactly what happened.
It's not my fault that that makes you look bad.
It's not my fault that that makes you look bad. That was your poor choice. Piss poor. Pansy,
You're just a terrible person.
you're just a terrible person. It's not an insult. It's a description. If you don't like it, change.
And if you think that I'm talking shit every time I talk
If you think that I'm talking shit about you every time I tell people what you did to me, then maybe that's because you're a piece of shit.
about you, then maybe you're shit.
Bye.
There's a difference between
Okay? Yeah, I'll link these in the down bar if you want. They're funny, aren't they? I got one more. Two more. No, one more. When they try to gaslight me, but I've got screenshots, timestamps, and emotional damage. I've been waiting. I got another one for you. I see this. Hold on. I found it. Right? So this is what happens when you try to argue with a Gemini, an upright Gemini. That would be me in this case. I didn't say that to you. Yes, you did. I didn't do that. Yes, you did. You can't prove it. Yes, I can. Gemini in an argument, them. I never said that. Gemini, me. Okay, let's refer to our chat or my screenshots on the 22nd of January 2003 at 2:45 a.m. and 57 seconds. That energy, yeah, I relate to that. Been documenting for a decade, boo-boo. Who do you think you are? Run. So there's that. Oh, goodness. Yeah, here I wish I hadn't done that. I bet. Beeps. Oh, okay. Something else just popped up on my feed. Yeah, you know when you lurk on me, it leaves a digital footprint, right? Okay, well, just so you know. Now I do. Not that I wasn't picking that up before, but... No. Yeah, Trump is a Gemini too. I don't claim him. Not over here. There's some Reiki coming through. June 7th through 4, you know. I also have a lot of other stuff that regulates and balances things, like sometimes Gemini alone could be theoretically kind of mental, like in their head, their air sign energies, so possibly colder and shut down. The swords. But I am Virgo. I'm also Scorpio, so there's this very deep, nurturing, like intuitive energy behind that as well, and so that balances that out. And then there's the Aries, which allows me to take that Gemini creativity and add passion and fuel and like bring it to some sort of creation. And then there's also the Virgo, which helps me kind of organize and ground and regulate all of these things together. So I do have a pretty regulated and well-balanced natal chart. It's just about knowing how to flow within your own cycle and tap into your highest self. But yeah, unregulated flower, child. Yeah. Good grief. So let us see. There's peace, peaceability Reiki, and then power. Something about shifting a power dynamic. Also reclaiming Reiki. So if anything was taken, this is even energy, calling energy back. There are some cord cuttings that are also coming through. So let's do that. And see what else. Something about mental energy. I'll help clear out the mental energy more. Cognizance Reiki. Got it. Thank you. I knew there was something there. Heard. I just heard debilitation Reiki. So when you die, speaking of, I didn't mean to open that. When you die, I guess you should be careful, karmics. I hear deliberation also in deliverance. So anything that was taken is being restored. Anybody who is trying to block others is being moved out of the way and held accountable. But this is also to release those blocks. I did also just put some herbs in my coconut water here, which I will watch your, I guess it's not that dark. Flexible mind. And show enthusiasm. Rock water and wild rose. Oh, you know what? You're right. I'm so sorry. I forgot about the timing on the date, but I do remember, I think last year you told me that. I'm sending lots of love and condolences. Yeah, Leona has kind of a similar story on levels to mine in some ways, Adonis. The timeline's a bit different, but yeah, from people stalking her and her being blamed for other people's predatory nature and people trying to take from her, messing with her money, using her children to do it, gossiping about her to try to control, inheritance theft, like she's, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's a very common, what I've been through, these tactics are very common domestic abuse tactics, whether it be in interfamily, which even when you're dealing with exes and things like that, they will often gang up on you with your family. They try to triangulate you with your family. Actually, I have a clip about that. Hold on. Hold on. To try to remember. narcissistic breakup. I've got to get the keywords right. There it is. How the narcissist explains your breakup or separation. It's called the divide and conquer method. They think if they isolate a victim, which is why isolation is a weaponized tactic, then it will make it easier to control them or to get people to believe lies about them without even checking the facts, just taking them for face value, which you see a lot of them do. It's where the gang stalking starts. So to the new supply, let's say you break up with someone or you cut out toxic family, to the new person that they're trying to target or convince that you're this awful person or that they're this great person, they tell this new supply or the new girlfriend or the new partner or whatever that you're not the person that they thought you were, that you changed, that you broke the narcissist's heart, that they're so crushed, he's so crushed and he needs comforting. Meaning, you know, you hurt them so badly and they need this new person to support them and love them because you hurt them so badly. It's just a pity party to get fake sympathy. It's called fiend empathy. They say that you lied, and they say that they were duped, like meaning you manipulated them into believing you or giving them what you wanted or something. And they say you're not just crazy, like meaning, yes, they'll call you crazy, but they'll say you're not just crazy, you're also lower than dirt. How could she treat me that way? They say you're cold and frigid or unfaithful, meaning just very cold-hearted, and maybe that you're a cheater or something. Maybe you do leave the relationship, but it's after too much abuse that you just can't. Oh, Cinderella Snapped was the first song that I played, wasn't it? Yep, by Jax. I heard it when I was coming here. That makes sense. And so maybe they cheated on you, but they'll say that you cheated on them. Or maybe you leave them. Maybe you do end up with another person after you leave them because of how horribly they treated you. But they'll claim that, right, they'll leave out the part where they treated you horribly, and they'll leave out the part where they bullied you to the point where you had to leave, but they'll just try to focus on the part where maybe you did eventually end up with someone else. And they claim that they were this great person, and so there's no reason for you to have broken up, and therefore you're just a selfish, careless person who doesn't care that you hurt them and that you're a cheater. They don't want to tell people that they bullied you away from them, or that maybe eventually you picked somebody who treated you well instead of abusing you. They just try to convince people that you're scummy for leaving or whatever. Is she the person doing? No, they've just spent years lying about things and trying to cover things up so that they can get away with it. And that's why I speak on this. And that's also why these people don't like it, because it makes it harder for them to get away with things like this when people know what they're doing or just know what these tactics are in general. An educated empath is a narcissist or a sociopath's worst nightmare. And so to their friends, this is the same narcissist that will go to their friends about the same person. Let's say it's you or I, and they'll say that you were just another piece of ass and nothing more. Let's say this is a male narcissist speaking about a female, like a divine feminine, karmic male speaking about a divine feminine or something. They say, this could go back and forth though, it's non-gender specific. You were just another piece of ass to them and nothing more. You mean nothing to him, really. He laughs at you and he makes you into a joke. He tries to pass himself off as a player. Like, I hook up with all these people. And he brags it up that you were just another notch on his bedpost. It was just sex. There were no strings attached, basically calling you a whore. I heard a loose whore. And they claim that you wanted it that way because you're just a whore, right? According to them. And then they also will speak crude or just nasty, vulgar descriptions of a sex life. If there was, sometimes there is no sex life. Sometimes they just gossip and they make things up. They claim that they slept with people they didn't, or they claim that they're dating people that they're not. Sometimes it's to smear campaign or make somebody look bad. Sometimes it's to try to isolate that victim. I've seen guys go around telling people that they think or know are interested, they think might be or know are interested in a divine feminine. Right? I've seen and heard about dudes who a divine feminine either doesn't know, doesn't want, or whatever combination. They'll go around telling people that they're with her, even though they're not. She might not even speak to them. But they'll go behind her back without her permission or consent and lie to people, claiming that, yeah, that's my girl. Hoping people believe it. Or, yeah, I fucked her. Hoping people believe it, so that anybody who was interested or might be interested, that you might be interested in back, won't even try to go talk to you because they already think that person's with you, even though they lied. I've seen that before too. So it's pretty gross, but they try it. Isn't that pathetic? So then they go, notice that this is the same person, but every different person that they go to, even though it's supposed to be the same situation, right? If it was the truth, then the story should be the same no matter who they're telling it to, but it doesn't. Because they think it makes them look cooler to their friends to try to boast about being a player, and they think it makes them look desirable to the new supply, right? Let's say they're trying to target a new woman. They think it makes them look desirable if they paint themselves as the victim or the hero and paint you as a toxic person, because they can also try to make that person feel like they're better than you. And that's also when they get these weird, you know, when you've got nasty, jealous karmics trying to compete with divine feminine, and we're like, dude, who even are you? You're weird. I don't even know you. Well, that's usually because they've heard some lies or some gossip and or are jealous. In some cases, some of these masculines, they want attention so badly, they'll try to make these karmics jealous. So they'll tell them things like about, they'll talk about how gifted or talented or something one of the divine beings are, and knowing that it'll make them jealous so that they compete, so that they start attacking the divine feminine. It's crazy. But to his or her family, to his or your family rather, right, to the narcissist family, or if they're trying to go to yours, it's called triangulation, to get them to turn against you. They claim that they wanted the relationship to work. They really did. He claims that you were the love of his life, but you just weren't there for him when he needed you. He says that you became cold and distant. Now let me explain what I just got a flash of when I said that, okay? He claims that you weren't there for him when he needed you. I cooked, I cleaned, I made sure that everything was taken care of. When this person was abusive to me, for example, this one that I just got a flash of, and used to throw me across the floor behind me and use my face as a mop, I made up a nice bed for him so that he could sleep somewhere not on the floor after just not coming home for dinner and then driving home from a multiple hour round trip blackout drunk, which was wickedly dangerous, but did it anyway, and then threw me across the floor as a result. Okay? You don't treat people like that you love. That's not love. That's possession and control. There's no fear or possession or control in love. 8122. You weren't there for him when he needed you. Cleaned his laundry, made sure things were all set. Homemaker. You weren't there for him when he needed you. Meanwhile, he's just skipping dinner that you have waiting on the table, not knowing whether he got into a car accident or whether he's out cheating or whether he relapsed or whatever. And turns out he did. He went out and, went to the bar and did drugs and then drove home all messed up to a woman and child, only to throw the woman across the floor in front of the child, who was too afraid to sleep after that because she was afraid she would wake up and see her mom being abused again. Did you know that? True story, bro needs no dragons. And so after all of that, they claim that you became cold. You became cold and distant. Gee, I wonder why after you used my face as a mop. Good God. But they claim that you're unstable. They don't think that using someone's face as a mop on the floor is abusive or unstable behavior. They don't think driving home blackout drunk after not having the self-control to just, come home for dinner after work instead of going to drive 2 hours to get fucked up was the best option. They thought that that was all kosher, right? But they think that your reaction to them just skipping dinner without any communication and driving 2 hours to get fucked up and then driving 2 hours blackout drunk only to come home and throw you across the floor and leave bruises to prove it. Yeah, they don't think that was a problem. But they think it's a problem when you start distancing yourself because of how they treated you, because of the fact that they did all of that they're not there for you, that they're not good people, that they cause stress and physical abuse. They think you're cold and distant for pulling back and not letting them abuse you or have access to abuse you so easily, but that they're perfectly warm and cuddly for throwing you across the fucking floor. Get real, pie face. Get real. You're unstable. No, you see, they think that people's reaction to their abuse is the problem, but they don't think that the abuse is the problem. They'll tell you that you're just insensitive. You're just insensitive. You're insensitive. Because you won't tolerate my abuse. No, you're just No, you're too sensitive. You're too sensitive. You're oversensitive because you feel feelings. No, you're insensitive. You lack empathy, which is why you think that it's okay to abuse people. And you think it's okay to try to hold their emotions about that against them. You lack cognizance, emotional fluidity, and empathy, nitwit. You lack maturity and common sense, and you know that's a pet peeve of mine. Especially as a descendant of Thomas Paine, the writer of the Book of Common Sense. I'd say learn it, read it, get some. But bucko, you're facing federal charges. It's too late for you now. And I do intend to collect and press every single one. Run. You're unstable because you set boundaries and wouldn't let him abuse you anymore, let alone so easily. He begged you to become the woman he met back then. Oh, what? The one that didn't recognize him as an abuser and a manipulator? The one who was easier to pull the wool over her eyes? The one who maybe was a people pleaser and maybe went into fawn response or freeze response and tolerated the abuse because they were so confused or baffled at somebody they cared about, how somebody they cared about could hurt them at all, let alone in such a way? You mean the person we were before we ended up in fight mode or flight mode? The freeze or fawn versions of us that would just cower and submit to your abuse and bullying? No. How about that? He thinks you met someone else. And eventually, we do. Because it's not hard to find somebody better than a narcissist. So yeah, eventually they do abuse the shit out of us into someone else's arms, especially when it's a protector. Thank you, Mr. Meeker. But you see, if they hadn't been abusive, we wouldn't have needed a protector. And if they'd been honest and a stable person, then we wouldn't have felt compelled to be alone without them, let alone be open to someone else. You see, they think that they are entitled to our loyalty despite their abuse. No, babe. You're not entitled to abuse. That loyalty was a privilege. Access revoked. Stealing a child is no joke. It's garbage. But you see this, the whole thing with the Boudica reference? This is not new. This is an ancient militant tactic. Abusive people have been raping women and kidnapping children for a millennium to get what they want, usually in some kind of political or financial reference. It's disgusting. Boudica.
In my life.
Years to earn the respect.
Hold on, there's something talking. I don't know what that is. Some autoplay or something I must have started. I hear it. I don't know where it's coming from. Yeah, no, that's not it. Must have been one of my binaurals. Sometimes they finish and then I don't know it, and then weird stuff starts to play behind it that I don't I didn't choose. I don't know where it is. Yeah, she may own the pages, but not the pain behind them. Yep. You mean the, stealing somebody's story to... No, she doesn't even own the pages at that point. I think she might be possessing them, but imagine that somebody goes and hijacks someone else's car. Does the person who stole the car own that car? No. They might have it in their possession at that point, but they're still a thief. It's not their car. It's still licensed to somebody else. And now there's a BOLO, or be on the lookout for that car, meaning every cop in the area now has that license plate written down and the make and model of that car looking down, and is on the lookout for it, looking for any car that fits that description to pull over and find the criminal inside. So, yeah. Good, but also there's more to it than that. Hold on, let me find this really quickly. It's going to drive me berserk. I'm so sorry they did that. Not as sorry as they're about to be. Let me tell you what. Found it. It was some kind of binaural beat that shifted. I didn't play that one. This one, though, this is what I was looking for. Even Empress Josephine, before she became the Empress, her children were used as leverage. Boudica. No, this is a real story. Boudica was a real queen.
Queen. Rome took everything from her, and when there was nothing left to take, Rome took her body against her will, and then they took the bodies of her young daughter.
And so they attacked her. Her uprising, right, the reason that she fought up against them was sparked. It was started because they chose to target her family. And she said no. Frankly, so do I. Celtic queen. Ash on my finger. She was a Celtic queen, Boudica, who led a major revolt against the Roman Empire in Britain during 1st century CE. Her uprising was sparked, it was started by the Romans' mistreatment of her and her family after the death of her husband. So you can see why I relate to this one, because they bullied Mr. Meeker to death and then continued to do the same thing to my child, and I thought we were easy, weak, vulnerable targets. And you see that I'm not the only person who has been through even some of what's gone on here. One child is a symbol of love of two people. It is wrong to steal such children and then harass them. Even God will not forgive such people. Thanks, girl. I'm sending love. I'm with you. Also, that just pulled up a song in my ears. I love this one. It's such a soft energy. I'm feeling love Reiki coming through. This is a tense energy for sure, but I also feel the other side of this calibration, and we're going to shift it out. I'm not going to leave it heavy. I don't want to leave it there, but I promise I won't leave anybody else there either. Good God. Let's rise together. Hello. Justice! Her uprising was sparked by the Romans' mistreatment of her and her family after the death of her husband. Boudica's forces, I just got chills, full body chills, 92:22, inflicted heavy losses on the Romans, sacking and burning several settlements. So she was born around 30 CE, give or take, into an elite Celtic family, a royal Celtic family that in what is now East Anglia, England. She married Prestagus, king of the Iceni tribe, and in 43 CE, this is real, this is history. In 43 CE, Romans conquered southern Britain, and was it Prestagus? I may have mispronounced that, so please forgive me. Became a client king allied with Rome. When he died, though, when Prestagus died, he left half of his wealth to his daughters and half to the Roman emperor. And he was hoping that because he left half of his wealth to the Roman emperor, that the Roman emperor would protect his family, his wife and his daughters. But instead, the Roman emperor, whose name was Nero, said, "Nope, thanks for half of your inheritance. I'm going to take the other half too." And so they brutalized, they kidnapped, beat, and I think sexually assaulted Boudica. And then they turned around and kidnapped her young daughters and sexually assaulted them, raped her young daughters. The Romans ignored his will. They seized his entire estate. So they took over the kingdom. It was a usurpation. And they subjected Boudica to, yeah, there it is. No, she was publicly beaten. They subjected her to public flogging. So she wasn't sexually assaulted according to this. She was physically beaten publicly. They tried to strip her down and embarrass her by beating her in the center of town in front of everybody. And to add insult to injury, while they had her chained up and were beating her with, like, whipping her, they kidnapped her young children and sexually assaulted them. Subjecting Boudica to public flogging and her daughters to rape. This makes me so angry. This, combined with other grievances against Roman rule, fueled Boudica's desire for vengeance, and she massacred them. I do not blame her. Divine Masculine says, "There's my Cleo." Queen. She became a powerful symbol of resistance against oppression. I almost just cried on that one. That got me right in the throat chakra and the heart. Ooh, chills, I'm getting chills. She is remembered as a fierce and courageous warrior who fought for her people's freedom. You're gonna get me with this one. I heard that. That's probably why. Heard you. She reminds me of you. You know, there's a reason for that. There's also a reason I resonate. Her story has been subject of much historical and literary interest, and she still to this day remains an important figure in British history and folklore. I hear this. Cinderella snapped.
ChatGPT.
That is not what I clicked on.
Once upon a time, there was a princess waiting for a boy to give. Rock his shoes, suck it in, be a wife in a blue dress, the prettiest piece of property the land ever knew. She waited and she waited for the guy to show, but she didn't know that after midnight he was busy in her stepsister's bed. So Cinderella said,
Plot twist.
just equal pay me.
a new glass slipper. Boudica.
and abused them. So in response, Boudica and abused take, Rome took her body again.
When she had nothing left to take, Rome took her body, so they tied her up in the middle of town and then beat her publicly to try to embarrass her or bully her into submission.
Her will, and then they took the bodies of her young daughters and abused them. So in response, Boudica slaughtered all.
I need you to see this. I took everything I had not to just put my fists into balls. It would hurt if I did that. But I'll knock a bitch out. Fucking try me.
Left to take, Rome took her body against her will, and then they took the bodies of her young daughters and abused them.
Look at the
So
blood.
in response, Boudica.
The blood on their faces and the tears in their eyes, it makes me so angry. Because you know that's what happened.
Abused them. So in response,
Fucking
Boudica
furious.
slaughtered all the Romans.
And so would
Not
I.
just the men, but the women and the children too.
Boudica
She said through gritted teeth. Pulled the warrior out of me this week, bitch. Run.
men who went toe to toe with the world's greatest empire. I mean,
Badass. Queen. Okay, so let me quickly go back to the narcissist explains your breakup. There's one more. Because they go to your friends, right? They've gone to the family, they'll go to the new girlfriend or boyfriend, they'll go to their friends, and the stories change to the new person they're trying to target. They were this great person and you were just this terrible person. To their friends, you were just a piece of ass, it was just sex or whatever. To your family or his family, you really wanted it to work. You were the love of his life. It's kind of a similar story-ish to the new supply. But then they go to your friends, They go to your friends to try to isolate you. And they'll lie and they tell your friends or family or whatever, you know, depends, I guess. But yeah, often friends. And they'll say that you're crazy, that you're suffocating, that you're insanely jealous. Okay, they'll call you suffocating when you have to try to make sure that they're not like doing drugs or like they're not stealing from you again. You're very careful about, you know, where you leave things and the schedule and like making sure to double check things to keep yourself safe. And they say that you're controlling. Really what it is that they can't manipulate you anymore because you're too careful. You're suffocating, right? Or they're cheating. So you want to know where they are or what they're doing because you know they've been cheating on you and they're lying to you about where they are or where they've been going or something. And so you ask them like, what's going on? You're not where you said you were, or you call them out for the discrepancies and that they're cheating, evidently. Or let's say they leave someone else's underwear in your bed on accident. Just got a flash of that one. I'm so sorry. I'm sending lots of love. So fucking ignorant. It's infuriating. Anyway, so they do things like that, and then they tell you, after they've left a trail of their nonsense, that you're jealous, or they'll tell your friends that you're jealous. You want to know where they are, because you know that they've been cheating, or you know that they're not with who or where or when they said they would be. They're not out with their friends. Their friends, maybe they said they were out with, I've been through this. They said they were out with one of their friends and then while they were trying to use that as a cover story, you were out and about yourself and you happened to bump into that same person they claimed that they were going to be with. So obviously that's not who they're with because, well, that person's in front of you, not with the person who claimed that they were going to hang out with them. True story, bro. Needs no dragons. Been there, done that. And so when you're like, hey, where are you actually? Who are you actually with? Because I know what you said wasn't true. They claim that you're just jealous while they're cheating, or that you're suffocating while you're just trying to figure out a schedule that you've caught them lying about. They'll claim that you're manipulative and abusive. Maybe you get defensive because you know they're lying and being abusive and manipulative and gaslighting, and they try to flip the script. They'll accuse you of playing mind games, but you see that's within this whole context of what I'm describing, legitimately what they're doing. That's gaslighting. It's an attempt to brainwash people and distort their reality, or perception of it, rather. They claim that they wanted to marry you, they really did. I really wanted to marry her, but she couldn't seem to trust me, as they were giving you no reason to trust you and every reason not to, lying to you, cheating on you, stealing from you in some cases, depending on the situation. I know I've been through all of that and then some. Or that you can't even get along. They'll claim that we just could never get along. No, the problem was you kept lying and I kept catching you and calling you out on it. The problem is you kept cheating and I kept catching you and having an issue with it. That's not getting along. That's you being a piece of shit and then trying to make some kind of excuse to level the playing field or dismiss yourself from consequence. Toodles. Delinquent. Can't believe a word she says because she's such a liar, they say, while lying through their teeth, claiming that you gave them horror stories to tell, horror, horror, like scary stories to tell, when they were a living nightmare to you. It's just the Darvo tactic. Deny that they did anything wrong, to attack the person they really did do wrong, so that they can try to reverse the victim and offender roles, so that they can try to convince people that they're the victim and you're the villain for not letting them abuse you or holding them accountable, that you're just mean and making things up, even though you're not on either accord. It's a boundary, not a grudge. So now that that's been appropriately addressed and established, moving on. There's more cord severance coming through, just a little bit. I'm getting hives on my wrist. See, allergic to your bullshit, told you. Let's do just going through some of these channels. I'll do this one. This is Cynthia Erivo. Speaking of freedom, fighting for freedom. Oh, I hear Alice.
Where is she?
I shine down.
Come on back, peaceful.
Easy now.
I'm be free.
I don't know why it's doing that right now. Must be loose. Hold on.
Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun.
It's because the cat knocked it over.
Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run.
Her nail is too long.
I do what I can when I can, when I can.
For my people.
While the clouds roll back in the snow.
till the night. That's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to. I can't deal with it right now. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it.
You have made it 100 miles to freedom. Would you like to pick a new name to mark your freedom?
Airtight.
Early in the morning, before the sun begins to rise, we're gonna start moving towards the separation line. I'm moving through mighty waters. You know I gotta make a mind. And I don't mind if I lose any blood on my way to salvation. And I fight with the strength that I got until I die. So I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer. Gonna keep on keeping on.
Harriet, welcome to the Underground Railroad.
I love that, Adonis. Thank you for being so supportive. That was beautiful. You're gonna make me cry, mate. Stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, do you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer. Gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, beyond your freedom calling, calling me to answer. Keeping on, feeling my bones. I know to prepare a place for you. All right. Then that was from the Harriet Tubman movie. Oh, very sweet. I also heard this one. There's love Reiki coming through. There's also, I hear captivity Reiki. Two things out of this one, right? People who were causing problems, they're being apprehended by the proper authorities now. And then anybody that they were trying to leverage, hostage situations are ending. They're being exposed and or ending. What they've tried to do is smear campaign kidnapping as some kind of justifiable situation. Somebody says, how? Well, they try to lie and say that good people are bad people and convince people that while they're doing those things that they're good people, so nobody bats an eye while they're taking hostages while claiming that those hostages are better kept in their care, even though they are holding people hostage, which means against their will. What kind of good care is that? It's not care at all. It's quite the opposite, in fact. Sounds like an attempt at Stockholm Syndrome to me, which, by the way, is more brainwashing. Okie doke. I heard that. I'm not going to court against her. Yeah, I wouldn't either if I were you. I would not want to be my enemy. But she's too prepared. I could say some things, but I won't. This is Divine Masculine. I just got chills.
I saw you standing.
I feel that. I feel that vibe. I got you, Vibe Tribe. I love you. It's okay. It's not fun to have to deal with these situations. Shitty people are shitty. It's okay not to feel okay. That's not where we're going to stay. Keep elevating. Let those tears fall if they need to, but then keep that chin up to the sun, please and thank you. Remember that's also where the moon is.
Sandy blonde hair, the way it came tumbling down, just like a waterfall.
Sending hugs.
And if you need a light, I'll be a match to your candle, my darling. I'm ready to burst into flames for you. I was just coasting till we met. You remind me just how good it can get. Well, I've been on fire dreaming of you. Tell me you don't, it feels like you do. Looking like that, you open some wounds. How does it start and when does it end? Oh, you've been here for a moment, but I know I want you. But is it too soon to know that I'm with you? There's nothing that I can do. And sometime around 1, we fell asleep to escape from the sun. We woke up to the sound of a storm outside.
Huh.
We stood at your front door.
Someone tried to kidnap you? I'm so sorry to hear that. That's awful. A girl holding a sack? Like a backpack, or she like stuck a sack over your face. You know, sometimes they do that to kidnapping victims. Like they'll cover their faces so they don't know where they're going. A big bag. Just that she was carrying, or that she used to try to entrap you. Not that it matters, it's awful either way, but goodness gracious. Awful, I'm so sorry to hear that.
You looked at me and said,
I'm glad you're all right.
changes everything. And my heart ran away from me. I was just coasting till we met. You remind me just how good it can get. Well, I've been on fire dreaming of you. Tell me you don't. It feels like you do. Opening up can open some wounds.
Wow.
How does it start and when does it end? Only been here for a moment, but I know
I'm glad you're all right.
darling,
It could have ended poorly.
I'm with you. There's nothing I
Which, mind you, is why I'm so vigilant and, frankly, stern about this topic, and why I whistle blow on it, because I know what could happen, what can happen to children in those types of situations. And if you have people willing to kidnap children, what else do you think they'd be willing to do? Thank you very much.
Won't do to see you shine. I'll swing for the fences, I'll run to the line.
Right. Well, because obviously they see those children as herd. Yes, you're correct. Obviously they see those children as property, just something to take or pass off or yeah. Okay, so why would you leave children around people like that who are already that twacked in the head and have zero ethics or any kind of morality? You don't. Those are not children safe people.
Time that you love me, 'cause you do it so well, to see you shine. I'll swing for the fences, I'll run for the line. Time.
I also heard this one. Her freedom and innocence has brought this whole thing down. And it's about these people, no matter what they tried to lie about, no matter how they tried to justify their crimes, no matter how they tried to smear campaign us. This is also why they tried to lie about us and make us look bad, because they thought that if they tried to lie about us and assassinate our characters, then people would not look at them at all, let alone so funny for holding kids hostage. Like, kidnappers, people will kidnap children and then lie and say, yeah, well, the people that I'm kidnapping them from are terrible people. Even though they're kidnapping children, which only terrible people would do. So they lie about the victims because they think that if they claim that whoever they've kidnapped the children from are terrible people, then people won't see it as kidnapping. People will look at it as rescue, right? So they're trying to paint their kidnapping of these children as rescuing the children. But what they're doing is kidnapping children from good people and good parents, and then lying about those good people to claim that it's not kidnapping what they're doing, but rescuing. And that's not what that was, pie face. Delusional. Can't relate. You know, it's funny. I just heard a divine masculine energy say, I'm so sorry they did that to you. I'm going to get them for that, which I didn't say this, but you know, it's also funnier that he said that. It's like he picked up on it maybe without even cognizantly realizing it. But a few seconds before that, there was this karmic who was saying something similar, but to the divine feminine. Like, I'm going to get you for what? Telling the truth. He's trying to target to get away with it or something. I didn't tell you, but obviously the divine masculine came through and also picked it up, even subconsciously, because he said, I'm going to get them for that. And I said that one out loud, but I didn't say what I picked up 30 seconds prior, which was a karmic saying, I'm going to get divine feminine. I was quiet about it. And then divine masculine said, I'm going to get those people for targeting divine feminine that way. Well, no reverse on you, karmic asshat.
Cheers. If I had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is.
I'm glad you're all right,
Because
Adonis.
everything
Good
would be
God.
what it isn't.
I invite you to a world where there is no such thing as time. Every creature lends themselves to change your state of mind. And the girl that chased the
Her name is Alice. She comes into the window. Knows his dreams. Said he can kill the soul, but leave the pain. Innocence is left inside her brain. She's faithfully returned. I'm not going anywhere but up in life, babe. Everyone's concerned. Right, and so this is what Divine Masculine said. They're trying to kill her. They're trying to... See the chills on my arms? They're trying to knock out my High Priestess Empress. They're trying to take her out because they don't like that she sees right through them and speaks on it. They can't get away with what they're doing or manipulate people. So she's become a threat to them. They're trying to take her out. So off with her head is everyone's concern. And that's what he's concerned about. He's concerned they're trying to... I just heard decapitate is Divine Feminine. Yeah, well... Through the looking glass, she's faithfully returned. I see right through you, dude. I fear it's everyone's concern. Come out and play. Her name is Alice. To the window, shapes and shadows. Alice. No, she's dreaming. Her freedom, good riddance. This kingdom, good riddance. Her freedom and innocence has brought this whole thing down. Run. To the windows. Alice. Her name is Alice by Shinedown. You know what? You know how I feel about Beyonce as it pertains to her ties to Jay-Z and his ties to Diddy. I'm not a fan, but I've been hearing this for days. And I'm her.
The voice.
I heard you're who? A diva is a female version of a hustler. That is what she said, and she would be me. Next. I'm a diva. Bye. Female version of a hustler. A diva is a female version of a hustler. Alright, that's enough of that. You know what I will give, though? Because I hear it. I don't bluff. Come crazy if you think you're gonna knock me off the top, bitch. I call the shots. Pay me what you owe me. Bitch, don't think that I forgot. So there's that. I also heard this one. Was that your scariest moment? I'm so sorry to hear that. That probably was. How old were you? A burger. Old enough to eat a burger. I was just thinking about that a minute ago. Awful.
Hello. Nice little ring. W. Good.
Rolling deeper than
Here we
a
go.
red Mercedes.
Show you something
You
nice.
know what? I think we good. We gonna
With my niggas in my red Mercedes.
You're gonna see me in a red Mercedes. Attitude like fuck you, pay me.
Attitude like fuck you, pay me. Rolling deeper than a Dell when we go out. If the ladies show up, then
We show out.
With my girl in my
Red Mercedes. Attitude like fuck you, pay me.
Leather seats so she wetter than a pool now. When that thing go up, then she
And go down.
This shit's okay.
I put that on my life.
Mercedes, please. It's a different type. This shit's okay.
Put it on my life.
Mercedes, please. It's a different type.
What grain nada? Yes, I'm the Baba. Don't rock Prada. What's the stylist?
Anything else? Let's see. I just heard condescension Reiki. What's that about? It's about clearing out and or also being able to recognize condescending people. Basically people who are not correct about you or your life, but try to assert themselves or their will or their opinion over you as if they are. Or let's say, actually I had somebody the other day come through and say they were hoping that I would play classical music, but they were saying something about my appearance, I would say. And they said basically because of what I look like or possibly how young I look, they automatically made the assumption that I don't know classical music, wouldn't play it, wouldn't have any. But actually one of my favorites is a classical composition by Andrea Bocelli. Italian. Hallelujah. It's specifically the live version he did with his daughter. Oh, I just got chills. And so it's kind of that. Someone trying to assert themselves or their opinion or their will over you, thinking that they know it all, thinking that their opinion is correct because they're older, and so because I'm younger I must not know classical music, and because they're older, you know, they must I guess have a superior intellect or taste in musical composition. But first of all, they showed themselves as an ass, incorrect, and second of all, did not expect me to be able to pull up any classical music, let alone be able to sing it. But yeah, condescension, like somebody who tries to convince you that they're right or that their opinion is more important because they're older, or whatever the case may be. Condescension, patronizing, like trying to claim that they're being helpful, but it's got this weird sarcastic edge to it, or like they think that they're better or superior or they know better when they don't. That's okay. You know, I don't mind other languages. If it's pretty, it's pretty. Song's loading. Very angry. Okay, it's loading now. From the movie Haunted. The piano is hauntingly good, surprisingly. This is funny, that's a haunting movie of Suits. I'm getting chills too! Oh, this is lovely. Oh my gosh. Me too. You know what? I just got a flash of Rama and Sita. The story of Rama and Sita. Good one. Oh, this is so pretty. You're right, it does sound like that. Ooh, this is so pretty. I could dance to this. Easily. Oh, I didn't mean to pause that, but while we're here, gorgeous. This popped up a second ago. You know I speak about Jungian psychology a lot. I'm an ENFP. One of the things that I do is notice the lies, notice the truth, and I call it out. It's part of that. But this is the reference of the day the empath snaps. And didn't I play Cinderella snaps? There you go. This is Carl Jung's darkest warning. Don't say we didn't warn you. Hotel California. It does sound like Hotel California, the track line to it. You're right. To the Hotel California, it's a lovely day. I just got chills, dude, again. Look at that. It does, you're right. Good ear. You know, the divine masculine's been coming through lately. Oh, you know what? I probably don't have to explain this to you, given the fact that you have a lot of history with the music industry, but, or people in it. But the divine masculine's been calling that pitch matching lately. Pitch match. I've been hearing him talk about it clairaudiently when I do it, when I pull up songs that cross over. Oh, is it in Spanish, the song that was just playing? The one that I played for Adonis? No, that was, I don't know how to pronounce it, Sao Barras? Probably mispronouncing that, and probably the R is rolled, I would assume. Maybe not, but it is... It's a soundtrack to the movie Haunted. Saubaras. I just YouTubed it and it popped up. Okay.
What if I told you that the most dangerous person in any room isn't the one screaming for attention?
Right,
but
like the copycats who are stealing for clout and attention, for example, have been, because that's what that is. That's what that behavior says.
Quiet one in the corner, the one who's been pushed too far, too often. Stay with me, because what Carl Jung discovered about human psychology will completely change the way you see empaths forever.
Kind of like how I mind my business and I stay in my own corner. Now, from my corner, I will absolutely, from the edge of my kingdom, I will, like Joan of Arc at the Loire River, I will absolutely call out to the criminals and say, first of all, back off. Second of all, stop stealing. Third of all, we're going to take our property back. And fourth of all, God will cut you down for trying. And typically, just like the captain of the English did, they laughed and they called her names and they called her all this and that. But a few days later, they were dead in the same river that they stood over and heckled her from. And, well, they did, in fact, take their property back. So, I might have walked out, because that was me, mind you. I might have walked out injured, but I still walked out. And you can't burn me alive in this life.
Jung believed that every individual carries both light and shadow within them. But in the misunderstood empath,
I am a literal phoenix. I distinctly can remember being hung in a previous incarnation. In fact, broke my neck based on witchcraft accusations, and then also burned alive as Jian. Thank you. I'm not going anywhere. I keep coming back. You're going to stay seated, karmics. Need a chair? I'll do you a favor. Let me pull one up for you. It's the last one you'll get, though. Favor, that is. You'll get plenty of chairs.
inner duality burns brighter than most people can handle.
You're going to take that L.
Society tends to confuse empathy with weakness, assuming that someone who feels deeply must be easy to break. But Jung's research revealed something much more complex and far more terrifying. Because the empath isn't weak, they're holding back. You see, the human psyche operates on layers. According to Jung, the persona, our public mask, often hides our true nature. But what happens when someone with extraordinary emotional intelligence removes that mask?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the shadow self
Yeah, they've been
emerges.
losing it
And
lately
what Jung
because I did.
uncovered about the shadow will shock you. Empaths live in what Jung called the tension of opposites. They feel pain intensely, yet they manage to contain it. They detect deception, yet continue to hope for the best in people. This isn't naivete. It's what Jung called the transcendent function, the rare ability to hold contradictory truths at the same time. But this ability comes at a cost. And for narcissists, it's a silent warning. Because the empath who has endured betrayal, manipulation, and emotional
It's not even a silent warning. I educate about this psychology. I come with a user manual, and I warned them repeatedly. Courtesy removed.
doesn't stay naive. They evolve.
They were being tested. I gave them the study book. I gave them the textbook. They had the answers in front of them. They chose to be stubborn and write down a bunch of bullshit, either knowing full well that that wasn't the truth or not caring that it wasn't the truth, not even trying to fact check what I was saying. Just trying to be so arrogant and stubborn and argumentative just because, just to try to be oppositional, just to try to one-up, just to try. Well, they were wrong. How do you fail an open book test? You have to be trying to fail an open book test. Usually if people fail a test, it's because they either don't have the answers or they didn't study hard enough. An open book test, even if you don't have the answers and even if you didn't study at all, let alone hard enough, you've got the test in front of you, but you've also got the textbook, which you're allowed to look in. If you don't know an answer, the teacher will let you go and look it up in the book. So at least you're writing it down on the paper and your brain is able to grasp it while you're doing the paperwork. Okay, so they had the answer sheet in front of them. They just chose to write down bullshit lies on the paper because they thought it made them sound better, or they thought it made me look bad or something, or my collective. You have to be stupid or trying to fail in order to fail an open book test. It's not a random pop quiz. I warned them, like, hey, this is going to be a karmic cycle. You're being tested right now. Your behaviors are being monitored by the divine, by the universe, calibrated 14522. Here's the thing that you need to overcome. Here's the temptation that you're facing, obviously. Here's the test. Here are the answers on how to make sure that you pass that test. If you don't know the answer, look it up. But they didn't. They just wrote down whatever bullshit on the paper, doodled and scribbled and filled in random stuff, and turned it in and expected for it to just be accepted. With no credibility, nothing correct. One of these copycats earlier, I mentioned this earlier, put another video out recently. It popped up on my feed and it had a crown on it. I'm trying to do the copycat thing, I'd say there again. As if you could really, truly compete at all, let alone with a real royal. Let alone with one that outranks you regardless, certainly spiritually and energetically, but nonetheless. But she said something like, the throne is yours, but she spelled it throne, THROWN, like to throw something across the room. How are you going to sit there and put a crown on your post and try to compete with a real royal bloodline empress, but you can't even spell throne? It's THRONE, not THROWN. A throne, THRONE, is a chair. THROW means to huck something across a room at somebody. Like a rock at your forehead, because it sounds like you need a good thump in it. Dum-dum. Ugh, good grief. Uncouth and uneducated.
That the most
zero competition, no creativity either.
Are those who face their own shadow and emerged whole. Empaths go through this crucible far earlier and more violently than most. Their emotional wounds force them to grow faster, deeper, and more consciously. They don't just
oh no, you're good,
understand
girl.
light.
It was the same
They've
notes.
met darkness face to face and
Very
survived
similar.
it. That's where narcissists make their fatal mistake. They see
If it wasn't exact, it was close.
empaths' kindness and assume it means weakness. They believe they can control someone so emotionally.
And you know what? One of the first videos that she put out, I went back to get the timestamps to show that she started copying me. And that was one of the first ones. Something about... Let's see. You were just being cordial and they thought you were being sweet. Now you're getting attention and they want back in. And that's why she's copying me. Because she saw that I was on the come up and she thought that maybe she would have some success if she tried to force her big flat feet inside Cinderella's glass slippers. No, bitch, Cinderella snapped. Checkmate. Those are custom made and they're not for you.
But what Jung discovered is that those who
Divine
lead with
Masculine
love
said, I'm going to take you to something about Louis Vuitton. Not Louis Vuitton. Yes, there was a reference of Rodeo Drive the other day. Louis Vuitton is a store in it. Also Cartier. Both of those came up in either topics of inheritance theft this week or a song, Bazzy's song, Cartier. Want to see you naked, nothing on but a Cartier bracelet. And specifically when I hear that one, I get the vision of the one that you have to tighten it with a little key screw and it stays on your wrist unless you like unscrew it off. Hold on. It's supposed to symbolize, I think, like forever love or something like that. But I heard Louboutin, which are I think they're a few $1,000s a pop, actually. The high heel shoes that have the red bottoms on them. Usually they're black. Oh, your daughter did the commercial for those shoes? No way. Well, I just heard it. Louboutin, Divine Masculine wanting to buy, I guess, or a pair of Louboutins, or he wants her to wear them or something. I don't know. Something like that. I just heard it, though. It's Divine Masculine talking about it. This is the bracelet I was seeing the other day when I heard that, too. Got a flash of it in my mind's eye. Yeah, it's a love bracelet. The love collection remains an iconic symbol of love that transgresses convention. The screws, motifs, and oval shape are ideal oval shape and undeniable elegance establish the piece as a timeless tribute to romantic passion or passionate romance, studded with diamonds, yellow or rose gold. It says, how far would you go for love? So this is a love bracelet. And you can only take it off by using a screwdriver to do it. You put it on and secure it with a screwdriver and you have to unscrew it to take it off. And so let me show you really quickly what I was saying. And then you also have to get protectors, like if you guess you don't have to, but and it doesn't come with the shoe. But you have to get these protectors to put on the bottoms of the shoes. Or you have to pay the store to do it for you. I think you can have them do it if you pay them extra. Somebody says, why? Because if you walk on them without it, then the red bottoms peel and scratch and flake off on the pavement. And so you put it's like a little clear plastic covering thingy on the bottom of the shoe. So you can still see the red through it, but it adds a little bit of grip and protection to the red. Until your mom stopped her carrier. What do you mean, her carrier? It doesn't surprise me to hear that she was involved with something being messed up for someone else, so especially when money came into the picture. It's what she does, doesn't she? Somebody says, you have to screw that on. Yeah, you see like there little diamond studs here, but then there are also little screw points. There's one here, and the bracelet opens and latches. It opens up on one side. I think it might have a hinge. Yeah, hinge on this side, I would say, and then it probably opens on that side. But in order to get that little screw thingy to close, well, so that it doesn't open up or fall like that mic just did again, you have to use a screwdriver to crank this. A specific screwdriver. I think it comes with its own little screwdriver. Good grief. So I saw that and heard that. Louboutin, Cartier, something about Rodeo Drive. I would say, hold on. Heard it the other day. That's in California too, mind you. And you picked up the Eagles California song. Louboutin. That's so funny. I think there is a Christian Louboutin. It says it's in Beverly Hills, which is on North Rodeo Drive. That's hilarious. Visit Christian Louboutin, Beverly Hills on Rodeo Drive. Yeah, they do, for luxury red bottom shoes. Got it. There it is. Told you. Oh, career. Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me either. I'm sorry to hear that. Saboteur. She's such a saboteur. Greedy. Oh, dear. I hear that. It's a good one. Coffee commercial. You hear the bird in the background? No, that's a crow, I believe. I love the crows. Also have past life ties with those as well. The one white crow.
I knew a girl when she was 18. Had a fire burn so bright. Not sure when she started changing. Now she only cries. She won't tell me why. She spends her nights inside a bottle. She's driving the wrong way, going 95. To the gospel, she don't wanna try, she just wanna fly. So tell me what you're running from. Tell me why you feel so numb. Who broke your heart? Tell me who left you scarred. I can see that someone really hurt you. She found hope inside the Bible. Lost her faith, no suicidal. She turned to the wine for her survival. To take away the pain, she don't hesitate. So tell me what you're running from. Tell me why you feel so numb.
Are you calling me a witch? If she's a witch, she's a white one. Why? Because I like the birds. I resonate with crows. And I just pulled out some sage. Do you know why I pulled out the sage? Because your energy is garbage and I don't like it. I don't. Also this is Native American. This is a Native American tool. It's not witchcraft. And also science and studies show that this is the smoke, which I call smudge, is which Native Americans use. Hello, smudge. It is a antimicrobial and it is also an antibacterial. So surfaces that have been around the smoke, like the counter, for example, will microscopically be cleaner and more sanitary than environments and surfaces that didn't have the smudge, comparatively speaking, at least. So there's that. Why are you still here? I know you didn't say hi. I know your account did for you because that's a new YouTube feature, but if you're going to sit here and be weird, you don't like herbs and you want to call people witches, why are you still here? Bye.
Someone really hurt you. So tell me what you're running from. Tell me why you feel so numb. Who broke your heart? Tell me who left you scarred. I can see that someone really hurt you.
Neutralize grief, allowing you to develop natural leadership skills without being domineering or inflexible. And that's what these copycat people, these competitive people have been. They're domineering. They try to bully people or get people to do what they want or submit or just let us steal. And they don't want to, it's their way or the highway. You're going to let me steal from you and get away with it, or I'm going to bully you and try to compete with you for your property because it hurt my feelings when you told me to stop stealing from you. That's what you're saying. That's how you sound. That's what we're looking at you like, because that's what it is. Domineering, inflexible, and not a leader. That's not leadership behavior, dude. Yes, it is. I don't know where you got your studies from, but that's not it. Yeah, here, I got it from a book of my own creation. Yeah, well, guess what? Spiritual law and human law disagrees with you. Stay seated. Oh, that's funny. A reading that just popped up says they're mad because they see you winning. Told you. Hidden Gems Tarot. But this was my bad, because did I not tell you I would excuse you? It was a joke. Okay, don't watch my things, too. Thanks. I don't watch you. I don't know who you are. You started coming into my comment section last night or a few days ago. You've been in my comment section ever since. I've never clicked on your channel. I don't know who you are. I don't care about you. You keep coming here. You decided to come here again today. Don't think I don't still remember you from the other day, because you were there for hours in my comment section in between my other followers leaving comments. Hours. And I ignored a lot of your nonsense then because it was nonsense. Don't watch my things too. I'm not. Don't worry. I won't. I'm not interested in you. You keep coming here to chase up my tree. Bucko. Game over. Yeah, well, don't do it. You know I have the receipts.
You walked into the room and now my heart's been stolen.
Oh, also, it was a joke. No, it wasn't. Don't backtrack now. You had the audacity to run your mouth, have the self-respect to stand on that piss poor choice. Also, that wasn't it. A better option would have been to apologize, not, it was a joke. I came on your feed and tried to insult you and then got offended when you wouldn't tolerate it, and now I'm offended. It was a joke. No, I'm sorry would have been a better bet. Bye. But here's the thing. I don't want fake apologies. I don't want people like that around. And even if you had said sorry, it would have been bullshit. You know how I know that? Because of what you said. It was a joke. You're not sorry. You're not sorry about what you said, and you weren't sorry when you got called out for it. That's 2 for 2. You're done. And I knew it from the very first moment. Also, there have been some accounts popping up here. I think that's what Stu said the other day. He called them buddy accounts. I had never heard that term before. You know, they come through and they try to gang stalk as a group sometimes. But one of the things that they do is they try to, at first, come up and pretend to be friendly so that, I don't know what, they think that they can gain some kind of credibility, or when they suddenly flip because they pretended to be nice for 5 minutes, it looks like their flip and their abuse is credible, or I don't know what, they think that they can try to pretend like they're nice to us so that we trust them, and therefore when they flip and try to start insulting instead, that we take it personally. I don't know what their fucked up motive is, but it's not working. That wasn't it. And so that's the thing. And then another one is that these racist people, often I find that the racists who come up with these fake accounts, they will often pretend to be, I think it's the weirdest thing, but really commonly, like they're white supremacist pieces of shit. But when they come up with fake accounts, they'll pretend to be Spanish, or they'll pretend to be whatever other culture. They'll pretend like they have broken English, or they don't really speak the language well. But I also notice that when they get extra upset, or when they're like super triggered or manic, or when their tactics aren't working and they start keyboard warrioring harder, they start speaking, let's say they start trying to make it sound like they're Spanish, and they speak very broken English, and they don't communicate very well. Well, all of a sudden, when they get triggered because their tactics aren't working, I've seen this so many times, it's hilarious, they start getting more upset, and so the mask slips, and all of a sudden they go from pretending to speak very poor English to sounding a lot more Spanglish than anything else, and then really just sounding like an angry white piece of shit. It's like they forget that they were pretending to be Spanish and stop trying for long enough for people to notice. When I heard that song, and I want you to sing it again. No, I have been letting a couple of these accounts run through. They don't think I know. The few of them that have been coming up with I think that's what Stu called it, a buddy account thing. Leaving comments and what have you. And they've been kind of like sort of nice-ish lately, but the energy's off. I don't trust it. Like, I might respond and say thanks, if anything else, or just cite a few cold facts, but that's about it. And there's a reason for that. It's because I picked up the nasty energy and bullshit. Now, this account, just to be clear and give you an example of what I meant, is one that I did that with earlier. They left me comments this morning. Yep. Oops. Just leave it. Just leave it for now. Where was it? Oh, it was on my... Hold on, I need to go to the studio. What happened? There's a little bit of a glitch. Just need to fix it really quickly. Hold on. It was in the comment section of my mouse rescue video from last night. They commented on my nails. Pull the comments up. Do you made this on you own? Your nails are fire, Gem. Wow. You strong, sharp, intelligent, wise. I said, I do my own nails. Yes. Thanks greatly. Happy Monday. Very short, cold, kind of to the point. That's not always the case with my words. Sometimes it's hard to read my words with my tone. But I got this very short kind of energy. I didn't like this energy this morning, so I vocally was polite, but very short because I didn't trust this account. I knew it was some kind of burner account or something. And hold on. Speaking of, this account was made May 3rd, 2025. So like just a month ago. You know, I know what they're doing. I just let them think I didn't. When they commented 14 hours ago and I responded 7 hours ago. I'll put the time, oh, here, I'll screenshot it. You can see. Are we good now? Let's see. Speaking of, as I was talking about communication, hold on. Check and make sure my audio is good. Check and make sure my audio is good. We're good. Thank you. So I was playing this video, right? Mad because they see you winning. This is the Hidden Gems Tarot video that popped up. See, that looks like there's a witch on the bottom holding that candle, and riches is above it. But then there's Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So I don't know how much of that was heard before it cut out. These people were trying to play with spellcraft or just be nasty, be deceptive and competitive and dishonest for material purposes or gain of some kind. And it was immature behavior of them, Knight of Pentacles, right? You can try to dress up like an empress all you want, but the whole copycat trying to compete with an empress thing, that's not empress behavior. It's very immature page or knight behavior, page usually. Very immature, very unevolved, very unstable, frankly. A real empress would never.
Motivated, could be a leader, a boss.
It's also not leadership behavior, what they're doing. Those are the types of people who lead whatever groups are dumb enough and gullible enough to follow them straight into the ground and the pits that they dug for other people, right onto the swords that they thought that they were going to slay others with. Fell on their own swords. Not empress behavior, not high priestess behavior, petulant. Page.
You could be very disciplined when it comes to your career or business or something like that.
I need to get ready to go in a little bit. I've got some errands to take care of.
I just heard it's coming to, this is a surprise to someone or something like that. I just heard.
I heard that. Somebody says, I'm proud of you. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Sending love and reciprocity. Teamwork makes the dream work. I love my vibe tribe.
This is a very unique time.
It is. It says because every human generated problem, almost every human or every problem, like crisis problem on the earth is a human generated problem. Right now.
It's a system that's destabilizing. Is there a way through it? And it can either phase shift up to a higher level of order and organization, or it can phase.
Yeah. Like, for example, things in regards to pollution of the earth, right? It's a problem. It's a man-made problem, but we also have the resources and ability to do something about it. It's just, do people want to actually apply the knowledge and the effort to do so? World hunger, for example, is an issue. But did you know that studies, mathematic calculations show that there's enough food on the earth to make sure that nobody ever goes hungry? Ever. There's enough food on the earth to feed everybody on the earth. But it's mismanaged. So much of it is thrown out at the end of the day and wasted. And then it also is not distributed where it needs to be, where it could be, where it should be on levels. Both of those are problems, and when you add them both in, it contributes to a much larger problem. But both of those things are solvable. Just for example. That was a commercial, but I could go deep with that one. I could go deeper with that one.
someone's like feeling off about this, about your self-discipline or something with riches. Your success. It's a faux doctor misfortune. So it's an enemy. There's an enemy going through misfortune.
I'm hearing I'm picking up two things. For the people that either were crooked doctors or hired people to lie for them, including, I've seen doctors do this, and before anybody's like, well, that doesn't happen. Yes, it does. This is why medical malpractice lawsuits exist, for example, in one case. It's unfortunate when this happens, but it's like expecting there never to be a dirty cop in the midst of a good cop group, or there never to be a crooked lawyer. It's just not realistic. There are good and bad people no matter where you go, whether it be church or anywhere else. Also, sometimes if you've got people who are evil and malicious, like if you've got a bunch of toxic people claiming to go to church together, they can all sit in that so-called temple together all they want. But God will not be in that chapel. Not where all of that evil resides. Right. God says, I don't want that devil's den. That's not mine. I don't claim that. No, exactly. Company you keep. Be careful. Quality over quantity. Alrighty then. So that's one. And then the second one I'm picking up is, in some cases, their karma for not leaving people alone is that they're ending up sick, or they will be ending up sick on some level, or with some kind of health issue or illness or injury. But remember, that is what they either wanted for other people, tried to do to other people, or they caused other people's stresses. Maybe people were already dealing with things or trying to heal, and they did other stuff to cause extra problems for people who were already trying to overcome stuff, dragging out the timeline of healing, and that's called convalescence. That's a suable offense, by the way. Or injuring them further, or both, causing more problems for them or making it take longer for them to clean up the issues that were already there. I feel like a big power is controlling us, and we all live with spirits in there. We have free will, of course, but that free will is contingent on not violating other people's. You see, like these karmic 333 on the clock, these karmic people, they can, you can steal from people, right? You have hands, you have a mouth, and for those who have social media access, you know, the ability to go steal someone else's content and post it. You could do that, not legally, not ethically. But do you have the physical capability to drag your stupid ass up and sit down at a computer and try to steal and post someone else's content? Yeah, you could. Does that mean you should? No. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And that is your free will test. Now, if you choose to do the thing that you shouldn't do, that you would not want someone else to do to you, this is where karma comes in, because it's not a punishment, it's a lesson, you see. Well, that's when you catch hell for it. Because you could have done that, but you shouldn't have done that. And since you didn't want someone else to do it to you, you shouldn't have done it to someone else. And that's where the lesson turns around. As my stepbrother would say, my bilingual Brazilian stepbrother, the world comes around. And that's his way of saying, karma, bitch. 186:22. To be clear, the world comes around is his way of saying it. Karma, bitch, is mine. Oh, yeah. And God sent me as her. Luck is a lady and karma's a bitch on my side. I don't chase, I attract. Immature. If you haven't learned that lesson yet, you shouldn't be trying to compete with an empress, because that's page behavior at minimum. Really, I mean, that's why the knight energy is here. Because it's not page behavior. It's childish. It's like a cross between a knight and a page. Childish like a page, but knights are also immature as well. They're not princes. They're not kings for sure. And they're certainly not the emperor who's above the king. But they do want to fight. They think that they're qualified to have some kind of opinion because they think that they're knightly. Yeah, but you're immature and uneducated. Stay seated. You wouldn't be doing that if you were. Too big for your britches, kid.
They actually wanted you to go through misfortune, and they're surprised. They're seeing something else with you than what they expected. So something with a doctor could be something to do with health. They could see something with like an improvement for you, stuff getting better for you. You could be disciplined when it comes to your health or routines or fitness or something like that, or something with a doctor. Yep. Maybe you're a doctor, or maybe you work in the medical field or healthcare field or something.
Or I'm a healer, maybe. Maybe. For sure.
You could be someone that works hard.
I have to be careful not to be a workaholic, actually.
Like, you're someone who takes yourself very seriously, or you take your life very seriously, or something with like your career and stuff like that serious.
That's why I also take it seriously when people try to step on it or steal from it. That's a no for me. Those are my blood, sweat, and tears that went into it. You're not going to play bad knockoff.
Yeah, you're a goal-oriented person. Definitely could be a Capricorn. Yeah, Saturn. Saturn is all about like goals. Capricorn, goal-oriented person. You don't have to be a Capricorn. It could be any sign though. So you're focused on your goals and stuff. I'm hearing someone screaming. Yeah. Period of frustration. Somebody's frustrated and stuff because you're focused on your goals. Like, you're so freaking focused and nobody can break your focus or something. You're not focused on this enemy or this foe at all. And they're just looking at you like, how are you doing that? How do you do it?
Silly.
This could be someone that's a successful doctor. Something about a spiritual connection. A relationship that goes beyond this lifetime. This could even be a successful relationship. You could be very serious about your relationship or very disciplined with your relationship. You and that person could be successful, rich. You guys could be both goal-oriented or something like that.
I'm picking up that this is a potential impending connection. If it hasn't come together on the physical yet, it is bridging. Or will be. I'm hearing a divine masculine say something about him reaching out. Something about communication. I'm being called to be quiet after that, though. 1:08 on the clock. It's 3:39 here.
And if you're not a doctor, maybe you're with a doctor or something. It's perfectly fine to be unique and different. What I'm getting here intuitively with this, someone feels like someone's frustrated because they feel like you're doing perfectly fine. Self-love is your superpower. They feel like you're too powerful. Someone's wondering if it's a good time to reach out to you. So you're about to be...
Yeah, didn't I say something about communication or something about... I heard reaching out. Something about reaching out.
They reach out to you or something. could be someone trying to distract you. Okay, they was trying to throw you off balance, but it did not work. 6 of Fire, 2 of Pentacles reversed. Someone's trying to throw you off balance or trying to throw you and somebody else off balance. They tried to do this in the recent past, but there was no success with this. Someone is so nervous over you, over your success, your self-esteem, you winning. It could be some kind of public recognition, awards. Whoever is the enemies, they feel like you defeated them. But like you're not even trying to defeat nobody. You're just
minding my business. Yeah, and that's why it works for me.
Wow. Yeah, it's not you going through misfortune. Your enemy is.
Yeah. And see, this is a lesson that they need to learn. You do not get to where I am. You do not get to be the person or carry the frequency and the status, the ranking level that I carried by behaving like they're behaving, by doing what they're doing. It's not a cosplay for me. It's authenticity in my real life. It's not a game.
They're feeling unstable over you. They're trying to create blockages for you. They're trying to block something in the material world for you. They're trying to block your money. They're trying to block something with health for you, something with your goals. They're trying to stop you from moving forward in the material world. They could be trying to stop you from progressing or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whoever that is going through karma and stuff. Haters are mad because they see you winning. Yep. They see you in the 6 of Wands winning. For someone out there, I just heard they thought they was moving you up out of your house. Nope. This is someone that wanted you homeless and stuff. Four of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. You are very determined to, you're very determined and motivated to stay stable or something like that. You're very secure with yourself. You're financially secure. You feel safe. You could be working a lot, or some of you guys are working a lot on your health or your body. You're someone dependable, consistent. It has something to do with your work ethic and your self-discipline with regards to that. Could be an earth sign. They're mad because you have money and stuff.
Yeah, but I wish I hadn't done that. Yeah, that.
You're someone that's just like constantly focused on your goals and like nobody can stop you or something like that. Someone wants you to think someone or people are losing interest in you.
Are you talking about Haunted?
Done with the pettiness.
The movie Haunted?
Somebody wants you to feel like you're boring or something. Like you're just someone who's just so serious about life and about yourself and what you got going on. And like they're looking at you like, oh, you're boring or something.
Yeah, no.
You're so. They look at you like you're so uptight and just boring.
See, this is the thing. The universe is going to put them through extra difficult situations because once you start dealing with the realities of real life, you will realize that like when somebody's trying to kill you and target you, it's a serious issue. And when you have the energy to, like pretend like you're living a happy life or survive and get out of it so that you actually can live that happy, peaceful life again outside of the abuse, then you focus on nutting up, putting that elbow grease in, and locking in that focus. These people are, they don't seem to understand. I hear, no, they don't. Yeah, well, they're about to learn the hard way. God's about to kick their ass. Like I said, also, when you try to claim to have some kind of rank or wisdom or level of comprehension that you don't, like when you try to cosplay as a high priestess, the universe will start putting you through high priestess level tests, and you don't have the clarity, the foresight, or the stamina to survive them. Certainly not with as much grace as I did. I don't look like what I've been through, but you will.
Because they look at you like, oh, you don't like to have fun and stuff. You're just so serious about your goals and stuff.
Yeah. See, when these people do everything to try to knock you out and kill you, to disturb every bit of peace and happiness that you have, of course you seek to create it wherever you can. But you also know that in order to rebuild and reestablish it and maintain it without the disturbance of that peace, you need to bulk up that security. You need to get the toxic people, the predatory people out. There's no time for fun and games and party time on the battlefield. Do you understand me? Well, you will. You don't cut it out. Because God will show you and send you out there naked with no armor and full gunfire.
You're so serious about work and stuff. You could be someone who just mainly be working and stuff like that. And if you're not working, you're possibly working out on your body or your health or doing whatever.
Both.
You're very practical. This energy, you're very focused on practical.
But you don't have to take my word for it. I'm not being mean. I'm just channeling. See? Run your mouth. Fuck around and find out. You're jealous. Jealous of the attention you receive from others.
Pettiness.
No, I don't do drama. I do nails. Hating on your creative ideas. So they trash talk, but then they also copy because they're jealous, right? They trash talk us because they're jealous of us and they think that'll make them feel better. But then they also copy us because they don't like the attention that they think we get based on the things that they think that they're copying from us. And so they wanted to try to convince people that they are us. Yeah, I told you about that, trying to one up, but they're wrong. They just look stupid. Practice return to sender. I've got to run out the door in a few minutes. They're being cut off. Told you about that. We did the energy clearing earlier. Whoops. And also, yeah, they're dark energy. I called it out earlier. Tarot readings on you. See? Where they come and they lurk on me here. I called that this morning. Trying to cause friends and family to be mean and cold towards you or sending conflict towards the cats. But these people are possessed or demonic. Or they've been playing in dark energy, and here that's why they're not getting anything good in life. No, because they're not being authentic. And they were trying to play with spell work and voodoo. It's because their crown chakras are blocked. So some of these people also claim to have divine connection. They do not. That's why we're seeing clearly and they're being cleared out. Also, I mentioned, whoops, that some of them were trying to come and attack in the dream state or the astral plane. See? Trying to make people so anxious or overloaded that they're sick to their stomach because these are demons. I see another deck. Hold on. And then I gotta run. Okay. Purification. See, they're being cleansed out. Spanked by the divine. See, they were being criminal. We're trying to work with them. Alchemy and transformation. But again, it's being cleansed out. They're being cleansed out. The cycle is closing. The karmic says, what is it? Not if I try to start it up again. Yeah, treason and revolt. Not if I try to start it up again. Perception and revelation. Everybody can see what you're doing now. So you're going to be required to take accountability and atone for your errors. Yeah. And I say that with love and wisdom, as you were trying to keep people in slavery and with deception and bondage, right? To keep people bound, right? With your nut job beliefs and hypocritical comprehension, meaning you think that it's okay to do this to other people, but you would not want us or anybody else to be doing this to you, so you shouldn't be doing that at all. And that's why you're going to be catching a spiritual karmic fade. It's your lesson to learn. Get a grip. Huh. Creation of all things. Fame and renown. See? This is why they decided to try to copy me. Oh, that's a seraphim angel right there, it looks like to me. I just got chills. Fame and renown. I hear, but they're fated for failure. And I can't relate. Intellectual lucidity. Capacity for healing. Exactly. And we will continue to elevate. Endings and rebirth. Told you. Resurrection. No more, no less.
Aims, partying.
Oh, didn't I say there's no time for parties on the battlefield? That's where you fucked up. You didn't take things seriously when you should have, and that was a failure. That was immature.
Someone's yelling and screaming, yelling and screaming.
I just started hearing that. As I finished saying that, I heard this karmic like angrily, aggressively, like she was mad about what I said because she realizes that I'm right and that she's forced to face that. And then she started talking about the karmics. They are. I heard it.
Someone is yelling and screaming over you instead. Yeah. That's sad.
I just heard it.
You're so dedicated to yourself.
Yeah. But it's because they thought, we're just so uptight. No, we just know when to be responsible. I am the life of the party, babe. But there's a time and a place. Shaolin monk.
This is someone that wanted you to lose. It says, wow, they wanted you to lose. Sad face. Yeah, on this card, there's tears coming out of this person's eyes and stuff. Ah, that is sad. You're not even noticing this person, though, is what's so funny. You're not focused on them at all.
Don't watch my things either. I don't. I didn't even know you had things. You're the one coming in my comment section, weirdo. Not the good kind.
I went from irregular eating, fatigue, and the gym 6 times a week.
Hilarious. There's one more song. I heard this morning by The Roads Below. It's called I Want Us. I'm going to wash up and get ready to go really quickly.
You said I just need a little time to think about without you what I need next. I don't even want to, but baby make me want to. Stop thinking of me and fight for you instead. And I just don't know whatever went wrong. I still feel you holding on. I don't even know. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter what you say or what I don't know. I want us. I want tough. I want the late night fights about trust. I want scream every time of my lungs. Can you hear me? I can't
Tony's like, I can read. Well, I don't know who told you that, but no, my spirit guides know how to read. You silly goose. Pants. I need pants. I heard this is the song that never ends. So, I would say a karmic is in a tizzy, trying to spin some kind of old toxic cycle again. I would definitely advise against that, you know. Here, I don't care what you think. I just want what I want. Yeah, well, I got a song for you. Swinging my fist through a swarm of bees. I can't understand why they're stinging me. Well, you can't? Do what I want till I get what I please. Till I got what I want and I got what I need. I want honey on my table. Yeah, well, that's what you get. Stung. It's a boundary, not a grudge. I have better things to do. Literally, I'm headed out of the house. Yeah, that's why they tried to play with the spellcraft at 3 a.m. or something. Honey on my table. Yeah, you do? Well, you're gonna get the stinger again then. Except this time I'm bringing the whole hive. You'll never get it right. No, you never get it right. You should have just quit while you thought you were ahead. Do what I want, do what I please. I do it again till I got what I need. I want honey on my table. Well, that's my honey that I built and I made. So no, you can't have it. And that's why you're being stung. You're not the victim enough. Psychotic. Smash my fist through a hornet's nest. Don't you understand? I deserve the best. You deserve nothing because of your behavior like that. Your condescension and also your grandiose delusions and asinine sense of entitlement. Because you said I deserve nothing, I'm going to take everything. No, that's why you're doing that. You do deserve nothing, says psychology, narcissist. But your self-loathing and your belief system, subconsciously or internally, that you really do deserve nothing is why you overcompensate with the I deserve everything and then take abusive action steps to try to prove that point right when, well, it never was. So that's your fuck up, not mine. I'm just going to put my hair in a little messy bun and head out. Bye. A reading just popped up, another one from Hidden Gems Tarot. It says, your enemy can't stop watching you. Your enemy just can't stop watching you. Oh, and it's 14 minutes and 22 seconds long. 22 being, you know, one of my twin flame numbers. I'm interested to hear this. Oh, Karmic is so mad and just called me. I'll see you next Tuesday. You little cunt. Yeah, okay, well. Why are you so mad? What did you do to me? What did you do to me? I'm not doing anything to you. Was your spell work backfiring? Oh, is that karma kicking your ass? No. Yeah, I didn't do that. That's you. That's God.
Control, domination, reverse. This could be a Capricorn or a Sagittarius.
Well, guess who's a Sagittarius? Well, crazy copycat book thief.
Okay, this gonna be the last one I do because clearly I don't know if you hear it or not.
2:14:22 on the count I just saw. Also 4:02 on the clock here on the East Coast. I love that number. It's about like doing something nice for yourself, I believe. Definitely stay patient a bit longer as details are being worked out behind the scenes, but it's one of those messages that says you're not going to have to deal with this nonsense for very much longer. It's being closed out. There's something new on the horizon you can't quite see yet, so just chill. Take care of what you can. Don't worry about the rest. Move on. You'll find your prayers answered and solutions found once everything falls into place. Love who you are and what you do. Your patience will be rewarded. Yep.
My neighbors, they purposely trying to be loud and stuff. See, if your music is so loud to where we're feeling the bass and stuff in our house from it bumping and stuff outside, that no. And then you guys are screaming and stuff like you guys are in college and stuff, like a college party and stuff. Don't make no sense. Like, how old are you guys?
Right. Grow up. Immature. You can't party on the battlefield also.
Anyway.
It's a good way to get killed.
Okay, someone wants control and power over you, and they're mad because they cannot dominate you.
Swinging my
Someone
fist
wants
to a
dominance
swarm of
over you. They
bees.
could be doing domination spells over you. Someone could be trying to control something with you spiritually or your spiritual beliefs, or something with knowledge, wisdom. They feel like you're becoming more powerful and stuff. They feel like you're becoming more in control or something with authority. Yeah, I'm here. Only God is in control.
Didn't I just say? I'm not doing anything to you. That's God. That's your karma.
Someone wants control over your whole world.
No. Do not consent. Bye. I am the master of my own reality.
This is someone watching you through fake accounts.
Toodles. Yeah, I know. Didn't I say that earlier?
They could be spying on your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Whatever. Yeah, it says stalker. It says stalker, stalking, watched, obsessed, and played out. Whatever this person is trying to do is played out.
Yep.
Whatever a stalker is trying to do is played out.
You did too much. People see
It's
what you're doing
a
now.
stalker that wants domination over you.
Yep.
And they're angry because they're just not going to get it.
No.
They're trying to control and have domination over a woman, and they want a woman dealing with this. They want a woman dealing with misfortune.
Nope. What did I say?
They are wanting a woman
I don't
to
know
deal
that.
with some kind of like big disaster or something. Shopping spree. This person says, I'm watching you. Whoever this is don't want to go work on themselves. And you completely distance yourself from the karmic. So, you distance yourself from whoever this is.
I can't believe it. Crazy people. Anything else?
You're not dealing with no misfortune, baby. You on a shopping spree and stuff. On shopping
It's funny.
sprees and stuff.
There's a Venus card. Fake accounts, Venus. On the screen. And that is one of the words in the username of one of the copycats. Venus. Thief. Fraud. Isn't that interesting? On the reading that says your enemy just can't stop watching you, as she's been stalking my feed and accounts every day to plagiarize content. It's sad. Yeah, I was just thinking about the floods in Texas. Do you know about that? I don't know if it was flash flooding, but I know a lot of people have died. Kids. There's a 9-year-old girl who was at summer camp, I believe. And there was a flood. Took everything out. There was one guy also who he was living in a trailer with his wife and kids. And all of a sudden, the flood started coming up. So he broke a window to try to get them out. But in the panic of the flood, he broke it with his hand. He tried to break it with his hand. And it cut a major artery. And he basically severed his whole arm. And he bled out.
People that are healed and stuff and healthy. And
Somebody says, what about the wife and the kids? I think they survived. There was another man, though. He was a teacher. And he had a wife and a couple kids. And he was also swept away. Or no, he died. And then his wife and his kids were missing. So yeah, it's been really sad. Hold on, baby.
They don't sit around just stalking somebody and trying to have dominance over somebody, praying on someone's downfalls, praying for someone to have misfortune. This is someone that has like a sick obsession.
I was just hearing like personality disorders. This is somebody with serious issues.
Sick obsession with a woman. Yeah, they're trying to take down a woman or something. They're trying to take down a woman, stop a woman, challenge a woman.
And Texas is pretty flat, though, is it not? So there wouldn't be really anywhere for that water to go other than everywhere. It's not like you could really get to that much of a high rise. There isn't any, not like a mountain or something.
They could be trying to have a woman quit or give up on herself. Okay, so they feel like you're in a position of power. You could be like a leader, a boss, or an authority figure or something. They're trying to get you out of that position.
I do have to run now. Just got a call. gonna head out. However, give her another minute while I'm finishing up my last little bit of a routine.
They're trying so hard to defeat you.
She said it's not gonna happen.
Actually, a group of people.
Nope.
You could be a woman that's very mature. Could be a Capricorn. Okay, you're a woman that's very beautiful, secure with yourself. Whoever this is watching you is very focused on your appearance, your image, maybe your relationships. But
Crazy.
they want you dealing with Venus retrograde, it says.
Yeah, no.
They want you dealing with insecurities, appearance issues, body image issues, worthiness issues, and relationship issues.
Sounds like projection to me.
Like, they're so obsessed with trying to have dominance over you, so you're dealing with stuff like that. It's because you're literally not dealing with something like that. They're literally dealing with stuff like that over you.
I'm not bullying anybody. I'm not bullying somebody for telling them to stop stealing from me or copying my content that I have legally licensed with the government.
Whoever this is.
I'm not harassing her for calling her out for breaking the law either, but
And they cannot stand to see you.
yeah,
shine.
there's that.
Too bad.
Also, I can back up everything I'm saying. She can't because she's lying. I've posted more than enough evidence to prove that. You don't have to like it,
You don't have to make
but
fake
that is the
content
truth.
be
So
true.
no, it's not. Also, she came onto my feed and started copying things I've been building for years and started advertising them just this January, but I have proof that says that I created this stuff years ago, including the name Sarah Faye. So I do suggest you mind your business. Yes, she is stealing. You know why? Because she saw on my account my name, which is Sarah Faye. It's short for Seraphim Fairy, because that's been my channel name, Seraphim Emerald Gem Gypsy, for years, since 2007. Before she had a channel here, actually. Before she had even a TikTok, I was here. And so your dates don't match up. You're being a flying monkey right now. According to psychology, you're being like the little flying monkeys in the Wizard of Oz, because you're just regurgitating lies that she said. Yes, she did. And she's lying about that. I know she told you that, but actually she did, because I filed a lawsuit actually through Amazon when she started stealing. I warned her to stop trying to advertise my stolen content before she listed it on Amazon, which was a crime. And then she listed it and started selling it. And when I had to file the lawsuits one through Amazon and then one through YouTube, both YouTube and Amazon notified her. You get notification when there's a copyright or a trademark violation infringement. So YouTube let her know and Amazon let her know. So if she's telling you she didn't know who I was, she's lying, because both Amazon and YouTube separately notified her. And I know that's what she's telling you because I saw it pop up on my feed. And do you know how I saw that she was posting? Yeah, well, she's regurgitating my content. So what that means is everything that you think she's been posting that you love is everything she's been copying from me. So really you love me. Thanks for the compliment. First and foremost. Secondarily, you can believe what you want, but that means that you would rather believe lies that someone tells you because you think they sound good than actually fact check real things that can be timestamp proven. Okay? So there's that. And just because she says nice things to you, because you do things like bully the people that she's stealing from for her, does not mean she's a nice person. It means she's using you and you fell for it. But thanks. It's just basic psychology, babe. You're not qualified to bark up my tree, and neither is she. But you were right, Adonis. Remember you called it out earlier? Yes, you are. You're in my comment section. You're a fan. A stalking, obsessed fan, a stan. And since you love everything that she's posting so much, but she's been stealing my content every day, that means you love me. Because she's been stealing, she stole my name, she stole my story and my daughter's story. And Sarah Faye is me. I've been Sarah Faye for years. She started advertising Sarah Faye just a few months ago. You know why? Because she found my account. I don't care what you have to say. You can block her. Adonis. But she decided that, oh, Crazy K sounds like Sarah Faye, so I want that. I'm going to take that. I want that name for myself. But that doesn't matter. If you see somebody's car on the street that you like, you can't just take it because you want it, especially when it's licensed to somebody else. We already established this. I'm not going to argue with somebody who's not old enough or mature enough to comprehend the law or who's too stupid to care about it. Toodles. Speaking of, I do have to run. Like I said, I was just getting ready to run out the door. I was just washing my face. Finishing up. I'm going to link this video in the description for you. We give credit where it's due here. And I'm sending love, lots of love. Thank you so much for being here, Adonis. Also, as far as how has she saved your life? Sometimes people go to her channel and they're like, well, I want to kill myself. And maybe somebody's saying, oh, okay, don't kill yourself. Might keep somebody from killing themselves. However, just because she has told somebody, well, maybe don't kill yourself, doesn't mean she's not also stealing from me. Meaning that she didn't care what happened to me or how that business damage affected my child. She didn't care that people have been over here gang stalking and trying to kill me, and that she's trying to tamper with my livelihood and my daughter's safety and well-being as a result. So yeah, just because you pretend to be a nice person on the internet for people who are doing you favors and crap like this, harassing strangers in comment sections, doesn't mean that you're not a thief. Doesn't mean you're not a terrible person. It means you're a manipulator who tries to pretend to be a nice person to anybody who you think will buy your bullshit and then go do your dirty bidding for you. And that's exactly what she did, sending immature brats in my comment section. So there's that. And as far as the whole, I didn't send them, I told them to stay away from her. No, that's not a viable excuse either. Because if she really wanted people to stop harassing me and perpetuating that bullshit, she'd stop stealing from me. You told me today, what, she's advertising another book? Yeah, I'm sure she's been talking shit about me again. To anticipate the backlash from that. It's called the divide and conquer method. Trying to spew out more slander in advance. To stir the pot like that. But we see what it is. It's Narcissism 101. I'm overqualified. I'm sending lots of love, my sweets. I do have to run. I probably will be back at some point later. I do have some other things to share, but I'd like to go self-care and take care of some other stuff first. Namaste. Remember to hydrate. Remember to pray. Do no harm. Take no shit. And I'll catch you on the next one. Toodles. Sarah Faye out.